Weekend of football, hasn't it? I'm waiting for some of Kevin Sheedy's Martians to turn up here this afternoon and abduct the players. That'd be about the only thing that would surprise us. It looks like the Blues are going to be going to the left of screen at the start of this first quarter, and as Dennis Pagan said in the interview earlier on, it could be very physical early. We're looking forward to it.
Yes, we are. Merrington, he kicked 4 goals last week, and he's got Mickey Martin this afternoon. That might be something different for him. A big test for the young 23-year-old Andrew Merrington. Well, Mark Porter not starting in the ruck against his old team. It is Burton, and he's going up against Corey McKernan. Ratton out of the middle. The captain been under a little bit of scrutiny, and straight away he's got in amongst it with a handball. The Blues getting the first early possessions. Hickmott, Gallagher, Ratton again, warming up to the task. Murphy starting as a forward by the look of it. Robbins easing back in, able to relieve for the Kangaroos. Got Colbert coming out of defence. Martin. Let's see where this kick goes from Mickey. Merrington, great work, and that's a good confidence boost for him early, Russell.
That's a great bit of work, defensive work, and it's interesting to see that Archer's up at centre forward with Beaumont standing in.
So the Blues have had all the action so far in this opening minute, and obviously both sides are going to be pretty pumped, both in a fair bit of trouble if they lose today. Lappin, Colbert, Camporelli, and again a boundary throw in.
Also we've got Lance Whitnell up back on Rocker. That's another interesting move.
Jimmy Plunkett sitting on the interchange bench. Young Wiggins there as well with Houlihan for the Blues. Spider Burton takes that front position. Mighty Mick heads for the boundary line, and Bradley will see it over in front of Cochrane. Good to see Craig Bradley playing, because last week took a very heavy knock, and the general perception was that he wouldn't be playing, but he's tough. Very rarely do the Blues go around without Craig Bradley. And looks like Stuart Cochrane's got the job of mining the veteran. Camporelli, one of their gun midfielders. Lappin has been quite sharp early in this first quarter. Was that a shove out to Murphy? Robbins has got it.
Gee.
Across the face of goal. It's a dangerous kick. It's been taken by Stevens.
They obviously weren't watching last night.
Well, we've seen a lot of sides do this. They just want to keep possession of the ball. Harvey goes short. He was looking for Mighty Mick, but chipping in is Merrington. Now, it's a very good kick. Good at 6 goals for the season, goes short. Unselfish play and finds Hickmott.
Kevin, you talk about Bradley being a tough player, a durable type player. What about this man with the ball now? I mean, his courage is just quite unequalled out there on the way in which he throws himself at the ball, and being cleaned up last week.
Yes, he was very brave last week, running with the flight of the ball. That was well documented during the course of the week. Hickmott, vice captain of the Blues, from just inside 50, leans back. This is a beautiful looking kick straight through the centre. First blood.
Well, not just first blood, they've had all the play, Russell.
They've been very good so far, Anthony, and look, they look as though they're here to play, but we're only very early into the game, and it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds as we get into it. But both sides, Carlton at this particular stage have got the upper hand.
Well, KB, they've got all their experience on ballers in the middle, haven't they? Bradley, Ratton and Camporelli.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. That's what you've got to do. You've got to have your best players playing on the ball, that drive the ball forward. They generate all the work around the ground. Got to have your guns in there.
Spawn at centre-half back on Adam Simpson. And Simpson, a prolific ball winning, just in the bottom left of your screen there. And he's not in the middle at the moment. Normally Simpson has a job on someone, so we'll watch that as the afternoon goes. Shannon Grant, but again the Blues can get it out of the middle. Hume has had a lot of grunt to their team since he's come back in the last couple of weeks. Mickey Martin tracking it. Oh, he caught one. Didn't discriminate as to who was in the way.
Freeborn.
Yes, Hume's down, I think, in a heap. And that's a good grab by David King. Lappin came in across the mark. Could have potentially given away 50. And I think Hume's injured by the look of it.
Hume was down, and also Mighty Mick still on the ground. Hume's hurt his knee.
And that's a shocking blow for the Blues, which, as we mentioned, he'd given them so much extra toughness in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, he's been very good since he's been back, Anthony. And look, that commitment, I mean, the size of Mickey Martin, like a steam train or a Mack truck running straight at you, and Hume, he didn't deviate one little bit. He's got tremendous courage. Let's just hope he's all right.
Makepeace out of defence. He does win a lot of the footy, Makepeace. Gallagher. And again, the Blues controlling it. Camporelli, a bit of speed up. sliding the kick. It's online. What a start by Carlton.
But surely common sense should come in here. You've got two boys being carted off and the play's being played around it. Kevin, you thought the umpires might have had a little bit more.
Well, there's no stretch on the ground. They'll only do that if you bring a stretch on the ground. You can't stop the play with players just being attended to by trainers. They won't stop it until a stretcher comes on. There was Hume just crashing into him, and Freeborn picking up the crumb. That was a very, very heavy blow. Big man against a small man. They're both leaving the field simultaneously.
You'd think Hume might have learnt from what happened over in Perth with Djakovic and Robbins, when Robbins took on a man twice his size, and he has to miss about 8 to 10 weeks.
Well, when it's your turn to go, you've got to go. And just nursing his jaw there, mighty Mick. So a great start for the Blues. 2 straight goals, 12 points. The Kangaroos yet to score. And some of their experienced players getting their hands on the ball for Carlton Bradley. Here's Beaumont, who was great last year, bangs the ball back inside 50, and here's Mansfield. Now, we've seen Mansfield over the years go forward for Geelong and also for Carlton, but particularly in his Geelong days, go to full forward and play well.
He has done that on numerous occasions, Kevin. And, well, for Carlton to have success today, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if...
Too close man on the mark, and one of his former teammates, Colbert, was able to block it. Baird comes away from half-back to centre wing, trying to juggle the mark was Gallagher, couldn't do so. Camporelli spots a loose player. Hickmott has already kicked a goal. Inside 50. Too much carry on the ball. Easy grab taken by King.
He's got Harvey breaking to the outer side, and he is always a man they like to use, although that was not a great kick. Freeborn. There's Harvey crashing into him. Stevens. McCartney playing across centre half forward. Porter's playing as a forward as well, so the Roos trying to go with a tall attack and try and stretch Carlton's weakness, which I guess is their lack of height, and that's why Whitnall finds himself back in defence. Camporelli. Hickmott's going to be charged down by Byron, but well done by Hickmott. And McKay taking the mark. Lappin pushing across half forward, but he's going to switch it back again. The Blues are using an enormous amount of the footy at the moment. They've had 26 disposals already to 11. Mind you, they've controlled the game as well. Whitnall delivers, looking for McKay, who kept on running, but Stevens, as courageous as ever. Simpson gets his first touch. It was a scrappy old one, not a great one at all. And Livingston, number 4, and Gallagher, 14, combining for the Blues. This is McKernan. Interesting to see the reaction from the crowd to McKernan. Camporelli's had an enormous amount of the footy at this early stage. His delivery's online and Lappin.
All their good players, big name players, are starting to get their hands on the ball for the Blues. This kicks in short. Coming out was Mansfield. Houlihan hits the pack hard. Couldn't take it. Hands and knees Harvey. Make piece at the bottom of the pack as well. Let's go down to Francis Leach.
The Carlton medical staff are having a very close look at Darren Hume's left knee. They're manipulating it, just trying to work out exactly what's wrong. He's in conversation with them at the moment, but he doesn't seem to be in too much pain. So maybe he's better than first expected.
Well, let's hope so. He's a good young player, Darren Hume. Merrington couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. Houlihan just tried to paddle it through. Ratton, interesting kick. Great kick. Finds Murphy. Just centred the ball.
It was a beautiful kick, Kevin. Kevin, we'll just see how Simpson goes today from the Roos, because today I think it's the first time he's ever actually been tagged himself by Spawn. Actually, he's always the hunter, hunting people down, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes with actually a tag placed on him.
Well, this is a great start for the Blues as Murphy kicks their 3rd goal.
Let's get back to Francis Leach.
Mick Martin's got his face taped up. It looks like the mummy returns. He's officially scary. Maybe they need to rate him R before they send him back out there. He might scare the kids.
Yes, and good afternoon to Mick when you're watching the replay of this game. Francis Leach, that was on the boundary, in case you weren't sure.
I think there's a competition between club doctors to see who can get the most bandages on a player during the course of a game.
Well, just seeing Libber on Friday night with the big staples in and covered up was amazing. But what a start by the Blues. Good point you made about Simpson, and we'll see how he goes with being tagged. He's now moved into the middle, Russ, so we'll see how he goes.
Yep.
Here he is getting the ball and getting them going as he does so often. Whitnall leading the ball, leading his man Rocker. Out of defence, the Roos have had no real meaningful thrust forward yet, have they? Freeborn. Oh, Beaumont, who is their equal highest possession winner for the year. There's Simpson getting in amongst it again. Goes Pickett and Archer all flying. Free kick against the Kangaroos, I think. No, to the Kangaroos.
No, Whitnell saw Archer going for the mark and stood his ground. You can see there, just bodied him out of it, didn't even go for the ball.
So Glenn Archer too far out to score. He's got Rocker in close. Could have gone to him. He wouldn't have been too far out to score. Instead, he kicks it where there's a lot of Carlton height. Well done by Harvey not to at least give the ball up and the ball out of bounds.
That'll be a great matchup. Andrew McKay against Byron Pickett.
Oh, yeah, we're 2 hard men of the league, Kevin.
With Scott Camperelli, 6 possessions in the first 10 minutes.
So the deep in attack, Porter and McKernan, the 2 men that have changed clubs. Another possession for Ratton. Stevens trying to track it down. And again, the ball out of bounds.
It was interesting before, Anthony, last passage of play where Beaumont went hard into the centre, Kevin, and Glenn Archer, for one of the very few times, just stayed back about 50 or 60 metres off the play. So the commitment and is red hot for the Blues out there at this particular stage.
Kangaroos going smaller straight away. McCartney and Burton off, and Clayton and Motlop coming on. So they've changed their makeup. Obviously, they think they've been too big and unwieldy at this stage, KB.
Yes, and we just saw then Stevens duck his head, and there's a ball up on the half-forward line. You see him there just ducking the head, trying to get past Ratton. Looking for the free kick. Got a ball up. So it's 3 straight goals to the Blues. The Kangaroos yet to score. Porter versus McKernan. Swapped at the end of last season. Baird, young man from the Box Hill Hawks, really making a name for himself with the Kangaroos. Harvey had it and lost it. Putting his head down as Freeborn, going in hard as Livingston, one of their young players, just hoping to take the next big step. Rocker's got it. Good tackle from Beaumont. Great hands. Pickett can kick a goal and bangs it through.
He seems to be able to find space, doesn't even that congested area. It was a great handball, and Pickett didn't let them down with a crucial kick on goal, because they certainly needed that goal, Kevin.
Well, he's kicked 10 goals for the season now, Byron Pickett. And we just mentioned there's got to be a great duel between him and Andrew McKay, of course, All-Australian halfback for the last 2 seasons, but he's such a dangerous player.
He kicked 6 in 1 match, so he's only kicked 4 in the other 4 matches. The inside 50s at the moment, 9-3.
Hope you're enjoying this uninterrupted AFL coverage right here on Fox Footy Channel.
Carlton 3 goals, the Kangaroos 1. Interesting start. Porter in the ruck now against McKernan with Burton off the ground. Blues have been controlling it so far. Shannon Grant, Prendergast. So now the Blues, who had pushed all their big men back to try and cover the Roos tall man, we'll see how they change their makeup and if they change it at all. Here's McKernan. There's the hoots. We thought they'd come at some stage. Goes for Murphy. Porter getting back. And already they look a little bit more settled after they've made that adjustment. And Porter pumping for centre half forward and Rocker versus Whitnell, but McKernan getting in to help. Gallagher. Blues getting numbers across half back. We've seen that a lot so far. Prendergast, this is Spawn. Well weighted. Great delivery for Freeborn. Houlihan calls for it away to his left. Now here comes the lead from Mansfield, but he switches. Looks like Wiggins presenting. This is Baird. Been very impressed with him so far. Well, Simpson's getting back to his normal role. Running wide and running loose when he's not on the man. He does push either way very nicely. Archer. And look at Glenn Archer, keep on going. He had a couple to contend with. Somehow he got it back. Great patience from Glenn Archer. He's still got it. He's still going. Glenn Archer. And he just couldn't kick a goal. It would have been an extraordinary goal. Looked like Milne from St Kilda.
That just typifies Archer. I mean, he never gives in. I mean, he just keeps on working as hard as he possibly can, regardless of the consequence. Have a look at him here. He's got Beaumont right on him. Whitnell. Big bump, ball drops to the ground, back he comes.
I thought Russell may have taken the ball over here, but maybe the ball was in. Looks like nearly a trip, wasn't it? Just didn't see him there. He just stepped over the line, as we see Simpson from behind. That's a good grab. He's right on 50. It's a very acute angle. Pickett, the front of the square. McKay quickly picked him up. Simpson just indicating he wants a few talls to come down into the goal square. Porter, he's looking for Porter. Big fist away that time from McKernan. through for behind. So Camporelli already with 6 possessions has been a high stats winner. Ratton's got 5 and Hickmott 4. So if Ratton and Camporelli start getting their hands on the ball, it's generally some very good signs for the Blues. Gallagher. This young man wins a lot of the ball as well across half back. Bradley. He's going to go long and wide. This is a great kick. Finds Spawn. Young man's been very impressive for Carlton. Freeborn drills it. Mansfield starting the forward pocket. He's on the front edge of the centre square, looking for Lappin in front. Couldn't take it.
Free kick.
So the whistle's gone. A shove out. David King, just a wry smile.
This will test Lappin about this distance, Kevin. You think he might struggle to kick the distance. He's going to have to kick from about 52, 53. But that was an excellent build-up by the Carlton boys then.
Let's have a look at Lappin here. Here's King coming. Just over the shoulder. No attempt to go for the ball. So Lappin's booted 3 goals for the season. Whistle testing right outside 50. Oh, big kick right to the line. Big pack of players. Is that Mighty Mick on the bottom? He's got it. In fact, he thought he took the mark. How's that, said Mick? Hit the post. Mick can't believe it. 3-1-19 the Blues, the Kangaroos 1-2-8.
No, he's great to watch. It'll be not the same when he finally retires, will it? Again, without Mick.
He was claiming it.
David King, a thumping kick down the middle. Plenty of Blues tall men, but well knocked on by Porter. They kept it alive for a minute. Gallagher spawned the initial fumble. Pressure growing on Whitnell. May have been shoved in the back, but they just kept it moving at all across the Kangaroos. And Shane Clayton hurried the kick, but it's worked under Byron Pickett. How's that for shepherding? It's a goal. Well, you can put that down as an assist to Byron Pickett. I don't know how he managed to get Andy McKay out of it.
I mean, that's great body work to be able to do that, particularly as someone so strong. You can see here Whitnell didn't take clean possession, and then it's weight of numbers forward, and the actual shepherd was well done by Pickett.
Terrific hands by Harvey.
Yeah.
Straight out to Grant. And if Harvey and Grant get their hands on the ball as well, it'll be a tough afternoon for the Carlton midfielders. Young Simon Wiggins on screen. Young man from Glenorchy, Tasmania. He's just played the 10 games.
It's interesting that Spawn is not going into the centre square at the ball-ups with Simpson.
Kernan came charging in, got his body on the line. He'll be keen to impress. Hickmott just shoveled the ball out. Camporelli. Mansfield's the target, getting back. Mighty Mick with body pressure, and he's given away the free kick. Again, no attempt to go for the ball.
Actually, a beautiful kick by Camporelli then, Kevin. Placed it right out in front. Forwards love it. I mean, if you can't take the mark, at least you're going to make a contest.
See the subtlety there in Mick trying to make the spoil without giving away the free kick.
Subtle's in his vocabulary, Mick, I don't think.
Mansfield will be shooting from 40 metres out. No angle to speak of. A shocking kick. Through for a behind. Well, he's a bit of a pinch hitter when he goes forward, Michael Mansfield. In the past, he's done it very well. He'll be disappointed with that. It was a poor attempt. Harvey finds King from half back. Digby Morrell runs hard, trying to make ground in front. Good hands. Strong play, Morrell up and running. Porter's at centre half forward. Here comes Archer. He'll hit it hard. Big pack. Porter got his hands on it. Archer with body strength. Gives a chance for Simpson. Needed a kind bounce. Bradley, fresh air shot. Simpson caught. Great tackle. That time from Wiggins. Quick snap off target by Pickett. Through for a behind.
Just doesn't Archer hit the pack hard? I mean, he's just absolutely...
I think he spoiled Porter in the end, didn't he?
I mean, his intent for the ball is just so intense. I mean, he's an absolute brilliant player.
Craig Bradley, who had the rib problems last week after a clash with poor old Darren Hume, who has had a couple of weeks in a row, has had bone-crunching clashes and collisions. Camporelli's made a great start to the game. He's had 8 possessions, and this is Spawn pushing forward. Very low, bouncing kick. McKernan, here's Camporelli, kept on going. He's got a man loose at centre-half forward. That was Prendergast, but he goes again for Mansfield. Hickmott, who kicked the first one for the Blues, being tracked by Baird and Motlop. Good delivery, great patience. And Lappin getting away from David King to shoot on goal. So some early possession winners. Camporelli with 9 and Gallagher with 8 for the Blues, and Hickmott, who's had 6, who set that one up.
Hickmott was excellent then, Anthony. I mean, he didn't panic. He just didn't do the first thing that came into his mind. He waited until he had someone present himself, and Lappin is the recipient of his kick.
Well, the Kangaroos are not getting enough of the ball. 36 possessions to 62.
Matthew Lappin. We saw the miss from Mansfield a moment ago, but Lappin makes sure of that one. It's a goal, and the Blues have got 4 on the board now. 4-2-26, the Kangaroos 2-3-15. And it's a very interesting struggle from Colonial Stadium.
So he's a live wire. Matty Lappin just runs all over the place, and David King is manning him up this afternoon. Kingy's had a couple of kicks also, but Lappin so early in the game, a goal to his name. He's had 4 touches, and he's just causing havoc, Kevin, running around that forward line.
Well, they've got all their stars playing well at the moment, the Blues. Camporelli is the big problem midfield. When he's in fine form, he just wins so much of the ball, and he's such a penetrating kick. Always quick through the air. Some players have got that ability to kick the ball quickly through the air, which gives opposition players little time to sort of make ground. That's what Camporelli's good at. McKernan. He's got the look in the eye. Against Porter. Porter wins out. Bradley, quick hands. Hickmott. Here's Camporelli. Speak of the devil. To centre-half forward. Murphy playing in front. It was thumped away by Baird. Wild hand pass that time by McKernan. May have meant it. Lappin did well, did a 360. Camporelli just keeps on winning the ball. He's killing the Kangaroos. Finds Wiggins. Point to the centre square. Dangerous here for the Kangaroos. Murphy had it and lost it. Baird couldn't take it. Hickmott can with strength over the ball. Put his body on the line. Murphy, great smother off the boot. That was by Robbins. They'll pile on top. And it's a ball up.
So if I was Houlihan or Matty Lappin, I'd be saying a few words there to Murphy. Broke every team rule then by trying to kick it over his shoulder. Kevin, he had 2 blokes out the front he could have fed the ball off to.
So Wiggins is off and Livingston on.
Camporelli coming off too for some reason. I'm not sure what, but he's getting some treatment.
McKernan smothered off the boot. Taken away by Makepeace. Hurries the kick back towards the boundary line. Beats Colbert over. 4-2-26 Carlton, the Kangaroos 2-3-15.
Would you be thinking about that? We can just see Rocker, who's just come back onto the ground at the moment, being matched up by Livingston. So Dennis continuing to swing the changes up forward and try and get the mismatch, because Whitnell at the moment is at centre-half back and he's on McCartney. And he had started the match on Rocker. Plunkett, Spawn, and it looks like a bounce. Let's get to Francis for an update on what is the story with Camporelli.
Looks like a right hamstring there. He was in pain and exasperated when he came off because he was flying, as you know, and suddenly he finds himself on the bench in the hands of the doctors.
Maybe the muscle got exhausted from all those kicks so far, Russell.
Yeah, well, he hasn't missed a spot with his hands or his feet. He's a talented player, and it's going to be a big blow to the Blues if he can't continue in that vein today.
Hands from Stevens, but it was backwards, and Freeborn to try and capitalise. Into the square. Merrington not that time. Colbert with the job on him, and the behind conceded. What about the Lappin matchup with David King? What do you think, Kevin?
Well, King's just off. They've just taken King off.
Right, so they made the change?
You have to show Lappin an enormous amount of respect because he works so hard. He cuts across the ground. He's just non-stop. So you've got to have someone who can match him up and stop his effectiveness.
Well, the problem is that they've doubled their disposal in this first quarter, virtually 72-38. So the Kangaroos are just not getting their hands on the ball.
Colbert takes the mark from the kick in. 4-3 plays 2-3. Colbert goes looking for Porter, but there's not enough on the kick. I wouldn't have thought. Robbins did very well, and Murphy sees it over and out of bounds. So it looks like Lappin now being matched up by Johnny Blakey, who's, I guess, by nature a tighter player than David King.
Well, Blakey came off the bench to go straight to Lappin.
McKernan, Harding also on the ground. The Roos have been working the bench pretty hard so far. Harvey through the middle. Freeborn versus Shannon Grant. He's got the lead coming from Byron Pickett. He's going to have to get over Whitnell. He won't be able to get over him. Well judged at the back. Merrington, who's had to work hard at both ends of the ground. and McCartney sees him over.
Murphy's going to have to lift his work rate now, seeing that Camperali's off, because he's been tagged by Robbins at this particular stage, Anthony, and he's really got to lift his workload.
There's Lappin and Blakey. Another great matchup is Byron Pickett and McKay, isn't it? We'll watch that one with much interest. Simpson couldn't get the releasing handball, and we're going to have a bounce.
25 minutes played in this first quarter. There's a great matchup, McKay and Byron Pickett. Two great players. Pickett has already kicked a goal in this first quarter. McKernan in the ruck against Burton, big spider. May have got a fist to it. Robbins. Stevens stands and delivers and kicks a goal. Super kick.
The captain loves to lead by example. That was a magnificent kick. Robbins once again, who's tagging Murphy, and neither of the boys have had a lot of the ball, but there was excellent hands by Robbins then.
There's Spider, just got over the shoulder there, McKernan, and Robbins just trying to resurrect his career at his second league club after coming down from Brisbane. Played a number of games with Brisbane, just couldn't break into that strong midfield. And Stevens, who's not really a noted goal kicker, that was a very timely goal for the Kangaroos.
Robbins has just given them an extra midfielder, hasn't he? We know they've got a quality 3 or 4 midfielders, but that just gives them one more.
Well, he can do the job. He can go and get the ball when he has to, but he's obviously got a tagging role today, and he's doing it very effectively.
4-3 to 3-3. So the Kangaroos, who have been dominated by Carlton so far, have stayed within touch. 6 points the difference as we close in on quarter time. They've just organised themselves a little better in the last few minutes. McCartney, Whitnell, Digby, Morrell has given them something across half forward. Makepeace streaming forward out of defence, delivers for Archer. Good spoil on Glenn Archer there from Beaumont. It'll be another very good battle. So some wonderful matchups to watch throughout the afternoon.
Hickmott's hurt his arm here.
You see what a role injuries is playing in footy at the moment. It's quite amazing, isn't it? And he doesn't look good. We're seeing McCartney come off the ground and David King come back on.
That looks very similar to what we saw on Anzac Day with Damien Peveril leaving the field.
Play restarting. Kangaroos a chance. Harvey centering it. King won't get. He does get there. I thought Whitnell was going to beat him to the ball, but Whitnell seemed a little concerned that he didn't, almost like he wanted to avoid, making sure he avoided colliding with King and not being able to be reported or something like that, Kevin.
Well, they've got, yes, maybe, but he may have just lost it, but they've got such an economical style of play, the Kangaroos. We just mentioned before, 49 disposals to 76. If he kicks this, scores a level. So they just keep pumping the ball deep into their forward line. They have players running down at the contest all the time. They don't over-finesse or overuse the ball, but this doesn't look good with Adrian Hickmott.
Kevin, you reckon they might try and chuck Whitnell up forward for the last couple of minutes? He's doing a good job of McCartney back here, but just for the last couple of minutes, maybe try and steal a goal or two?
Well, their defence has been so poor, hasn't it? No Silvani there now, no Kudafudi's playing this year. I think they've really struggled to hold the opposition.
David King, he hasn't had a great start to the day.
I think that was a very strange kick. As he walked in, it looked like he moved to his left to open up the face of goals, but he had plenty of goal space. He was off balance, wasn't he? He was just sort of half off balance.
And just stabbed at the ball too, Kevin, I think. I don't think he went right back and kicked through the line, more or less just stabbed at the footy.
Bradley to bring the ball back into play. So the Blues by 5 points, 4-3-27. The Kangaroos 3-4-22. Bradley to Freeborn from the back pocket. Straight up the centre of the ground. It's a good kick. Finds Prendergast. So now the run will come from Ratton. Whitnell has come all the way down from half back. Makepeace made ground. Whitnell from 50. He's missed. It was a great build-up by the Blues.
That was a real let-off then, because he'd see Big Sav. He was about 30 or 40 metres behind him all the time. But to his credit, he kept working and pushing, but didn't quite get to him when he had the kick.
Gee, the chances at goal. We saw David King a moment ago, so I guess it's the same for each side. But Mansfield's shot and that one for Whitnell could have made things a lot different for the Blues.
Wasted opportunities. Harvey with the darting eyes. Got to back himself in. He's lost it. It was good play by Houlihan. Harvey transfers the play. The Kangaroos, as Morrell stands his ground, he's got good hands. Came off the rookie list last year. I think he may have come off the rookie list this year as well, Digby Morrell.
Yeah, just I think last week.
So both times he's been given another crack at it. Finds Motlop. from the edge of the centre square. Rocker's the target. Got it. Now, has he paid the mark? He can't give advantage if it's a mark. Now, the Kangaroos have kicked the goal.
No, he kicked the point. He paid a free kick.
He must have paid a free because
yeah, he did.
You cannot, he's missed, but you cannot pay advantage from a mark.
Very questionable advantage again.
Was it a mark?
Yeah. No, he definitely paid the free kick.
I know he paid the free kick because he paid advantage, but was it a mark? Just couldn't quite see it there just prior to that as Robbins pounced on it and then set it up, and King kicking the behind.
I think you and your mates in the rule committee need to have a look at advantage, Kevin.
Do you? Plunkett to Bradley.
I know you love talking about
from the back pocket
committee.
to McKay. Comes away from half back. It's a poor kick. Makepeace playing in front of Houlihan on centre wing. Wants to get back onto the trusted left boot. They can raffle this. He was looking for Harding. Good strong play. Spawn. The Blues in control. McKernan. Possession number 5. So it's a good start by McKernan. Finds Prendergast. The run comes from Ratton and drills it. And finds Wiggins. What rule don't you like, Anthony?
No, just the implementation of advantage. Not so much the rule, although that could. Some people say they shouldn't blow the whistle when they pay advantage, like they do in other sports, such as netball. But sometimes the advantage, you have to actually question, like on that last one, whether it was advantage or not.
Well, that's the umpire's decision, isn't it? Wiggins, 40 metres out. Hammers at home. 5-4-34 the Blues. The Kangaroos 3-5-23.
Well, that was a classical kick there, and Wiggins taking the mark out in front and not letting his side down. Kevin, it's so important. I know there's a lot of physical pressure out there, but you really need to put that mental pressure on the scoreboard. Blokes work hard to get the ball up to you, and it's a forward's job to make sure that they finish it off correctly. There we see kicking through the line of the ball is a bit different from Kings before and right through the middle.
And for a comprehensive wrap of all the round, don't forget the winners Sunday nights at 7:30 on Fox Footy Channel. 5-4 plays 3-5. We're getting towards the end of the opening term. It's been a long one already, 31.5 minutes. The Blues doing well on the scoreboard, but they've lost 2 of their prime movers in Hickmott. There's a free kick, by the way, here coming back to Simpson. Under a minute remaining. Hickmott and also Camporelli. Let's get an update from Francis.
Yeah, they're very concerned about Adrian Hickmott's lower right arm, and he seems to have some sort of pain-killing inhaler in his mouth to try to reduce the pain, because obviously he's hurting fairly badly.
Lots of Blues at centre half back. McKernan spoiled. Livingston. Plunkett. Here's McKernan. Prendergast making a good recovery. Lappin. Blues have got about 30 seconds here. Charging to try and organise themselves before the end of the quarter. Gallagher being tracked by Simpson. Put the handball away somehow to Shannon Grant. Around the corner, that was clever. Baird won't know that there's only seconds remaining, so has to get it moving quickly for the Kangaroos if they're to score before quarter time. 20 seconds remaining. Rocker's got to beat about 5 here. Archer. Kangaroos having trouble across half forward, getting past that area. Stevens delivers for Pickett. Now the siren will be very close here, and Byron Pickett could probably make the distance from there. For his sake, we hope he doesn't play on. Well, he doesn't have to worry about that now.
Well, he's got to make certain he doesn't move out to the right, because once he moves out to the right, that will be deemed as playing on. So he's got to run in a straight line over the man on the mark.
Byron Pickett had an influence early with a great bit of shepherding to allow a goal, and he kicked one himself. It's an excellent looking kick from Byron Pickett. That is unbelievable. Right on quarter time, he's kicked a goal. And they come from everywhere to celebrate. There's one in the guts for the Blues right on quarter time.
Well, the percentages of kicking a goal from there, Kevin, would be very minimal.
That was a great kick.
It's a great kick. Geez, I tell you, he was a sensational player up back, and he's just put so much bite into that forward line, Kevin. Not only does he kick goals, but he really runs, chases and tackles.
5-4 plays, 4-5, it's quarter time.
That first quarter, didn't any of those 3 guys a chance to play this game?
I haven't had the medical report, but you know, there's a little bit of carnage. I think Hickmott looking for an arm and Camperell sub-leg injury, so we're not too sure. I haven't got the feedback.
Okay, thanks for being with us.
Some It's amazing how the clubs never get the feedback when you ask them a question on injuries. It's the one thing they can never get in the coach's box, is it? The feedback on the injuries. It's just a complete mystery, isn't it?
Oh dear. Francis breaking records there for one of the quickest quarter time interviews. Just Ross Lyon was just burnt. He was halfway up the race when Francis grabbed him. So let's see how Carlton managed to organise themselves without those three prime movers. Plunkett's gone into the midfield.
And Lappin's gone down the full forward. He's got Johnny Blakey on him.
Prendergast, the loose man in defence for Carlton. And no doubt the Kangaroos have got a loose man somewhere as well. Second quarter from Colonial Stadium. Craig Bradley and his Carlton team up against it. The free kick going the way to Ben Robbins, though, and the Kangaroos. He gets it into the space. Who's on Rocker? Who would know? I think Livingston is. He went the wrong way. Rocker had it for a long time, and Brett Harvey will just run in and kick a behind.
Geez, that was a real let off there. I mean, Brent should have really nailed that.
You see him swearing to himself there too, Russell. He realised it was a wasted opportunity, and of course Sav Rocker just left all by himself inside 50. So the Blues were a little bit slack, a little bit sloppy in picking up their opponent. Bradley to bring the ball back into play. He'll go short and he'll find Freeborn. Still tucked up in the back pocket. Sides just love to keep possession from the kick-ins. Don't really want to kick it to a contest, but he has to do it in this occasion. McKernan's the target. Porter from behind. Went the big fist. Prendergast finds Spawn. Just tumbles the ball back, looking for Houlihan. Pushed out of the way. Merrington over the top. Wanting a free kick is Ratton, who had a very good first quarter with 10 possessions, along with Camporelli, who had 11. But he's sitting on the interchange bench, we believe, with either hamstring or a quad. And Gallagher, across half-back, also picked up 8 possessions for the Blues.
See, Baird's now running with Murphy.
And McKernan, 6 possessions in that first quarter, and Porter was 1. Ratton just fires out the handball. Plunkett kicks a high ball, and Whitnell has got it. He's just outside of 50. Lappin wants it in front of the goal square. Heads back quickly. McKernan's the target. On the stretch, couldn't get there. Porter did well. Murphy can kick a goal. 25 metres out. It's a poor kick. Stevens gets a kind bounce. We'll set it up. The run will come from Harvey. Loves to run with the ball. Backs himself in. Looking for Simpson. Off hands. That's for a toss back.
That's twice now Justin Murphy's kicked over his shoulder. I mean, that's unforgivable. He should be feeding the ball out in front, Kevin, and he did have a couple of options there.
But still, the snap was a very poor snap. That wasn't a hard kick then, Russell. He hardly got the ball off the ground.
There's Whitnell. Freeborn, Shannon Grant. Freeborn's been terrific for them. His use of the ball has been great. Mansfield doesn't have a shot on that occasion, or I'm not sure if he's having a shot or not. It's sort of in betwixt and in between, and it's a behind.
He was short, definitely going for the short pass, Anthony. And look, there's no doubt he was only 25, 30 metres out. He could have nailed that himself. He was on his preferred side also.
The other end of the ground, Whitnell's become the loose man for Carlton, and he seems to be going from one end of the ground to the other. Right down the middle goes the kick for Porter. Whitnell there to try and spoil, which he did effectively. Bradley sweeping, and there's Blues everywhere. About 30 out from goal, but he set it up probably where they weren't. Mansfield, Ratton, Plunkett, improving the position all the time, and Houlihan, that one just covered the 15.
That was tremendous hands by Ratton, and he just made something out of that, nothing that was there at all. It was brilliant hands.
And Jim Plunkett, well-weighted kick, as I said, only just covering the 15. Ryan Houlihan has struggled so far this season. Started on the bench today. Last year he kicked 28 goals from 23 games. He's kicked 3 so far this year. And again, that's away to the left. Quite making the connection they would have liked. Somehow the ball stayed in, though. And they'll get another chance for Lappin. He's very good from this situation. And he doesn't make the mistake. He kicks the goal, and that's number 6 for the Blues. And he's going very nicely.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I mean, Kevin, once again, he kicked it over his shoulder, but he had Plunkett 30 yards just to his right all by himself. If he had missed, I'm sure the runner would have come out and told him that he had Plunkett there all by himself. But he's a noted goal kicker, Kevin,
yes,
and a desired result.
Well, this is what he's good at doing. I mean, this is what his bread and butter is, kicking goals. A good part of his play was that he was in the pack going for the mark, and as soon as the ball was hit back into play, he was off.
He's an absolute live wire. He just doesn't stop, and that's why he's so hard to match up against, because, as you say, Kevin, he always hits the ground running, regardless wherever he is.
Well, King moved off him in the first quarter, and Johnny Blakey has gone on to him. He's booted 2 goals, so he's the danger man up forward. 41 plays 30. So the Blues by 11 points. McKernan has been very good for Carlton. Taken away by Simpson. Hurried kick. Playing in front is Prendergast. This young boy came into the side last year. Looked a real chance for the Blues. Whitnell doing a good job at centre-half back. Ratton, the skipper's got it. Winning a fair bit of the ball. Looks like he's in really good touch. Transfer direction, looking for Mansfield in front. Over the top was Merrington. Makepeace, bundled out of the way. Loose ball. Strong play by Plunkett. Good tackle on King. Loose ball, Lappin. The danger man sets it up. Lappin. Mighty Mick gets back. And a big crunch in that first quarter with Darren Hume has left the field with a knee injury. Mighty Mick's back all strapped up. Blakey's got it. Half-back flank. 349th game for John Blakey. Closing in on 350 on the stretch. That time was Rocker. Robbins pounced on it. High ball. Looking for Digby Morrell. It's out on the full.
Interesting to watch where Glenn Archer's going to play for the rest of the game. He seems to be at either end of the ground. Well, these days, I guess everyone's at either end of the ground.
Yeah, he actually hasn't got at the moment. Bradley's running with him, but I think you might find him pushing up, staying up forward. But he is working exceptionally hard.
Well, Grant goes for centre half forward. Rocker's made a lead, but he got himself out of position. Easy mark, as it turned out, for Spawn. McKay delivers to the space. Mansfield have to work really hard here. David King right on him. Well done, Mansfield. Kept the footing and delivered nicely for Gallagher. Couple of options at centre half forward, and Lappin takes it. As you said, he just loves to keep on moving. Got himself into a bit of trouble. McKernan would dearly love to kick that goal. He just missed. And probably it comes back to Matthew Lappin there, Russell.
Well, Matty, he should have had a shot from that particular stage, Kevin. I'm sure he should have, but he saw.
His ears are burning. His ears are burning,
right.
Russell.
But each time the ball went forward, they went closer to the boundary line and closed the space down, and McKernan couldn't kick the goal.
Baird goes high. The run will come from Cochrane. He's a cross half-back for the Kangaroos. Target's going to be Morrell. Porter also. Just couldn't take it. Archer hasn't had a real impact on the game so far. Taken away by Motlop. Half-forward flank. Pickett is booted too. Doing a great goal right on quarter time. This time McKay wins out. Gallagher finds Livingston, I presume, coming away. McKay lands in the arms of Colbert. Short. Motlop. Too far out to score. Good 60 metres. Shannon Motlop is going to unload.
Oh.
High ball off the side of the boot. One for the Brave. Ratton went the big fist away. Livingston heads towards the boundary line. Houlihan got the bounce he wanted, and the run comes from Plunkett on centre wing for the Blues. The kick's a poor one. Lappin has got a chance. Coming in hard was Colbert. Big crunch. Loose ball. Baird from centre half back sets it up. The Kangaroos now on the charge. Stevens wants to set up. Looks for the option. Looking for Grant. Got him. So the partner in crime, Grant and Stevens, just work so well together. Rocker's the target, pushed out by Livingston, and will take the free kick. Francis Leach.
Yeah, I can tell Ross Lyon and the Carlton coaching staff that Scott Camporelli probably won't be taking any further part in this game. His right hamstring is very heavily strapped and is in the back of the box with Darren Hume, and neither of them look very happy.
So if you've just joined us on Fox Footy, Hickmott has gone off with what looks to be maybe a broken arm or a broken wrist. Darren Hume, as Francis just mentioned, also has hurt a knee, and Camporelli's got a hamstring. So just the one interchange player left for the Blues as Severio Rocker lines up for his first goal.
It looks like Motlop has now got Lappin. He's causing so many problems down there, and not very often, Kevin, do you see John Blakey over 350 games, who generally does jobs on blokes, come off the ground.
Severio Rocker, important kick for the Kangaroos right on 50. Distance not a concern. Oh, it's at the post.
They're having a bit of trouble up forward, the Kangaroos. Russell, aren't they, bringing the ball in?
As we mentioned before, you just got to make sure you put the mental pressure on the scoreboard also, Anthony. They work their backsides to get up there. You just got to put that pressure on the scoreboard.
Bradley. His game so far today, 5 possessions. Good delivery. What are you pointing at, KB? Saying they're not worth anything, possessions today?
Oh, no, the possessions are worth something.
Well, what were you pointing at and waving your arms around for?
Just looking at the number of possessions so far for both these sides. 128 to 88.
It's an amazing difference, isn't it? Here's a chance for Simpson. He is very good at releasing the handball. Robbins just managed to get clear from Ratton. Interesting work there from the Kangaroos. But ends with Baird. Now he's a defender. He just waited the kick for Shannon Grant, which was pretty precise as it turned out. Clayton. Here's a go for Stuart Cochrane. Well, that swing back enough. Not quite distance. Morrell! What a great grab from Digby Morrell!
Kevin, running back at the fly of the ball, you got two blokes in between you like a sandwich. I mean, that was great courage by Morrell to actually even get his hand on it, let alone mark the ball.
Well, he can take a grab. Pretty certain I saw him play his first game against the Tigers here last year at Colonial Stadium, and he took a great grab that night as well.
Played a good game against Hawthorn too last year, and I think Jade Rawlings gave him a huge spray after there was great footage of him giving him a massive spray after. Digby celebrated quite extensively after taking a mark and kicking a goal. A bit more subdued with the celebrations since then, Digby, but that's a great mark and goal.
Isn't there a basic common denominator, Kevin, from all these boys who come off the rookie list? There's one very important ingredient. They're just so hungry. They'll do anything. They'll eat anything, do anything to get a game.
Eat anything.
Well, that's a good point. We've seen so many boys over the last couple of years who have been rookie list players who have got an opportunity to come through. Stephen Milne last night, he was a rookie list player that's come off. John Baird has come off the rookie list. Digby Morrell's come off the rookie list. Damien Peveril has come off the rookie list.
Rook from Geelong.
So they are hungry players. McKernan eyeing off Porter across that centre square. 6-6-42 the Blues. The Kangaroos 5-7-37. So just a 5-point ball game. So important for these two sides. 2 wins for the Kangaroos, just 1 for the Blues this year. McKay, there's a slips catch, he failed to take. Here's the danger man, he's booted 2. Unloads from Byron Pickett off target and through for a behind. So 2 goals, 1 to Byron Pickett.
You just got the feeling that the Roos are really mounting something here, Kevin, and particularly with the blokes now off Carlton. Well, these Carlton boys have got to stand up. The next 10 or 15 minutes is going to be very important for them.
Well, I think it's great. They've always been terrific, the Kangaroos, at getting a lot of results for maybe not handling the ball a lot. And it's a credit to them. As we see Porter, it's caught in 2 minds with a hurried kick, has been marked by Cochrane. So they're so economical, and it's just it's good coaching. They don't over-finesse the ball, as we said before. And they have a lot of players running up, getting crumbs. They kick the ball long. They've got a number of team rules, as you say, no U-turn, so the guy's always coming past all the time. So they work it well as a team.
You hit it on the head, Kevin. It's economics, and they like to work around about 15 to 18 possessions per goal. That's what Pagan likes to work at.
Just 1 goal this year for Stuart Cochrane from right on 50. He likes it. He's rammed it home. Kangaroos are in front. Can you believe that? 6-8-44. The Blues are 6-6-42.
Gee, Porter, who took that mark, he's been pretty good today since he's replaced Burton, hasn't he, Russell?
Yeah, he's been very good, and that's what he always gives you. Porter always gives you a contest, and he throws himself at the footy. He's just he's selfless. There's a lot of selfless acts out there this afternoon, also by a lot of the boys out there.
Houlihan's gone into the middle for the Blues, obviously with their rotation now. Without Camporelli, other players will get the chance. Cochrane, who's had a run with roll for most of the year. 6-8 plays 6-6 at Colonial Stadium. The Roos in front. Let's see how Carlton respond. McKernan, decisive tap, but in the end it went to a Roo, but the Blues are going to get out of the middle. Motlop, Houlihan, slick with the hands. Murphy, Ratton's gone forward. Leading out, taking the mark, Brett Ratton. Coming in for his 15th possession of the day. Right to the square, McKernan backing back. Look the man most likely. Merrington, well done Colbert. Jimmy Plunkett, they kept it alive. Lappin's going to kick another goal. No. And a couple of teammates screaming for a handball that
really
time.
Did deserve a goal there, Matty Lappin, because I watched him. He ran off the outside of the square. He got involved in about 4 or 5 incidents, and it was just unfortunate that he kicked the point.
Well, we've got Byron Pickett at one end, he's booted two, and we've got Lappin at the other. Half forward flankers as Harvey charges across half back to half forward line. Running hard is Simpson, needs a kind bounce. Takes the ball in front of Spawn, the run will come. That was Clayton's pulled off the ball. No free kick, a toss back in. Still just over 10.5 minutes left in this second quarter.
Still got Spawn running with Simpson.
Young Spawn, you see him on screen. Just shoulder to shoulder with Adam Simpson. McKernan and Porter. They lock horns. McKernan try to grab it. Robbins does well. Kicks into his teammate. Loose ball. Chance for Murphy. Needs clean hands. Touch of the fumble. Robbins makes it a contest. And a ball up.
Lindsay Smith just found his way onto the ground, Kevin, and he's pushed up forward. Mickey Martin is standing him at this particular stage.
Here's another one playing against his old team, Lindsay Smith. Played just one game, the Kangaroos last year.
Digby Morrell has kicked the goal now, testing his hand as a ruckman. Murphy to McKay. He's had his hands full today with Byron Pickett. Goes wide. Looking for Lappin. Motlop. Didn't get a good bounce, finally. Over the line for a boundary throw in. 6-7-43 the Blues. The Kangaroos 6-8-44. Wayne Britton. Stephen Kernahan. Bit pensive for the Blues. Had a lot of the ball. They trail on the scoreboard. Motlop did a 360. Harvey. 250. Looking for Rocker. Chance now. Clayton. This could bounce. This could be. That's the thrill of the grass. Kicks a goal.
I mean, he really summed that up. I reckon he's kicked that check side, hasn't he, Kevin, when he kicked it, when he unloaded it?
I think he did. He's got two. And all of a sudden, the Kangaroos are 7 points in front.
Here's another one that obviously wasn't watching last night, because that's what Daniel Wolfe did. Well, he was a bit closer to goal.
A bit closer, and he hit the goal post, unfortunately. Here we go. He's got the magnificent.
And don't forget, if you want to know more about all the real issues in AFL footy, you can catch the experts on the couch every Monday night at 8:30 on the Fox Footy channel. And boy, will there be a lot for Mike, Gerard and Robert to talk about this weekend.
Simpson's now running with Ratton.
McKernan and Burton, who's back in the middle. Robbins ferreting it out. King. Kangaroos a bit more run. Shannon Grant. Makepeace. Byron Pickett's going to try and supply some support here. Grant goes for Rocker. It's a tough job for young Luke Livingston in just his second game on Severio Rocker.
Just a wonderful kick, though. I love players like Shannon Grant and Camporelli, unfortunately, is off the field, who kick the ball quickly through the air. Now, that makes it so difficult for Livingston because the ball never sits up, Russell.
That's right, Kevin, and right out in front, mates, right in front of their eyes, so they don't have to just sit and prop and wait for somebody to go whack. As you said, magnificent kick by Grant.
Severio Rocker. So far today, no goals, just the one behind,
which was a poster.
He's kicked 9 for the year, and he's just pushed that one a little bit to the right. So bad kicking at times from both sides today. And the score here, 7-9 to 6-7. Midway through this second quarter.
18 minutes played in the second term. Bradley to bring the ball back into play. 6 possessions today for the veteran. Just trying to organise the troops. So just under 8.5 minutes left. Here's a chance. Now Robbins is unhappy. He thought he was going to get away with it, but the free kick will go to Beaumont. Still in the back pocket, still shaking his head. His father Graham played for the Tigers. Beaumont goes wide. He was looking for McKernan. Archer hasn't won a lot of the ball today, Russell.
No, it hasn't been his normal dominance, but he still just hits the ball so hard, Kevin. He makes so many opportunities for other fellas around him. But he's back there on Whitnall now.
Just the 4 possessions today to Glenn Archer. Robbins on screen and Ratton. He's won a lot of the ball.
We've got Beaumont loose back here at centre-half back by himself.
Big Spider takes the tap. Archer hits the target. They'll share the ball around. Harvey and Grant. Makepeace. Edge of the centre square goes wide. Looking for Clayton. He's booted a couple of goals. Big Sav. Stevens backhanded it. Motlop hadn't lost it. Good play by Rocker. Keeps the ball alive. Pitched that time by Clayton. spears the ball in and finds Spider on his hands and knees, the big daddy long legs.
Actually, that was great play by Sav then. Perfect example of you don't really have to take possession of the ball, Kevin, to be constructive. So that tap off the ball, off the ground, found the ball forward, and the resulting mark is taken, and we're going to have a shot for goal.
Well, we saw him kick a goal last week and he went into an aeroplane spin. What can Spider do? It'll test him right on 50, too close to the man on the mark. Go right to the line. Boundary throw in.
So 20 minutes gone in this second term, 7-9 to 6-7. The Roos have had a lot more of the footy in the last 5 or so minutes. Robbins, Mansfield, Shannon Grant, he's got Simpson. Oh, he just got ahead of himself perhaps there a little bit, Shannon Grant. And the Blues have managed to work it outside 50. So in this quarter, Carlton just the 1 goal, 1-3. And the Kangaroos 3 goals 4. There's Jim Plunkett getting some treatment.
Well, they've been put off balance, haven't they, with Hickmott off the ground with what we suspect is a broken arm. Hume's done a knee, and Camporelli maybe a hamstring.
And I wonder if Plunkett has actually done an injury as well by the look of that. Maybe he's just doing some stretching. Lappin with his third opponent, Beaumont, against Archer. And the impact of Glenn Archer this afternoon, not enormous. He's had 5 possessions, no marks significantly. When he crashes the pack and takes those marks, such a dynamic player. Simon Beaumont, who's had 4 possessions today, has been their equal highest possession winner with Murphy going into today, so he's playing a different role. Mansfield, here's Lappin again, and Motlop, who's doing a pretty good job so far.
You've got Gallagher also on Stevens at this particular stage, and Anthony, I think, for this quarter has only touched it twice, so Gallagher doing a good job on the skipper.
Well, that's the 3rd opponent now for Matthew Lappin. He had King and he had Blakey. Now he's got Motlop. Spooted 2 goals 2. Ratton with strength forces the ball forward for the Blues, and Motlop does well. Francis Leach.
I could ask the physio to sit him down and stretch him out. He might be feeling a bit sore in the lower back or in the glutes, but it was at his insistence rather than the physio being worried about it.
Who was that, Francis?
Jimmy Plunkett having a stretch.
Jimmy Plunkett. Well, let's hope he can come back on, because otherwise they won't have a bench. Murphy finds Merrington. The run will come from Mansfield. Squeezed up on the centre square, goes wide. Lappin needs a kind bounce in front of Motlop. He's got it. Paddles the ball along in front. Had it and lost it. The juggler. Pulled off the ball, taken away by Simpson. Finds Grant. Takes a slips catch. 22.5 minutes played in the second term. Kangaroos lead 7-9-51. The Blues 6-7-43 after Carlton led by 5 points at quarter time. Archer, this time with strength, bullocks his way out of trouble. Tumbles the ball back to 50. Rockets a long way down. McKay gets good support from Beaumont. So the Blues defence now under pressure. Wobbles the ball back. Ratton needs clean hands. Rare mistake. Shoveled out that time by Robbins. Simpson's tumble kick. Looks for Pickett. Handy kick. Was a great kick. It's a chance for McCartney. Wants support. Couldn't quite get it from Makepeace. Now it's a free kick. It was caught high. It was a bad tackle.
Kevin, I think he slipped, I think, and he did definitely take him high, but I reckon his feet went from under him. It was a good effort for Houlihan to make up that ground and actually lay a tackle on. Unfortunately high.
Too high.
Definitely too high, but I still reckon his legs went from under him.
So Jason McCartney. Just 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Kangaroos by 8 points. So this to stretch it to 14.
We're going to have a look at McCartney's shot from the reverse angle.
Plenty of goal space. No angle to speak of. McCartney. Usually a thumping kick. It's a beautiful kick. Rams at home. Started his career as a centre-half forward with Collingwood, then went across to the Crows, and then really, I suppose, has really made his name at a centre-half back with the Kangaroos, Russell.
Look, he has... There his feet go from underneath him, but look, he has been very good at centre-half back for them. for many years. He's always had the #1 forward to take, and he's done an excellent job. And playing up forward because of Carey no longer at the club, someone's got to fill that breach.
So Plunkett's okay, as Francis Leach told us. He's back on the ground. Justin Murphy's gone off for Carlton.
8-9 plays 6-7. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. McKernan and Burton. Bradley. Freeborn. Good kick into the space for Lindsay Smith. Mickey Martin getting some steam up. Stevens kept it in. Pressure on Harvey, but gee, controlled it well. Stevens into the middle. Big spider. Prendergast, good spoil, but they're just keeping it moving. Cochrane, tough for Rocker that time. Livingston. Wiggins, the youngsters getting involved for the Blues. It wasn't a great handball. Shannon Grant's had an excellent second term. Houlihan, Livingston, Grant again, Plunkett over the line.
It's a testing time for Livingston and Wiggins, that last line of defence, with the Kangaroos coming on.
I reckon Whitnell's been thrown onto the ball here, Kevin. Maybe doing a touch of ruck roving, or maybe even rucking.
Well, they've lost a little bit of momentum, haven't they, since that first quarter? And of course, we've mentioned before the injuries. Here's Houlihan, punched forward there by Digby Morrell, pounced on by Robbins. Danger here for the Blues. Rocker from behind. Rocker had it, lost it with strength. Tries to set it up. He goes wide. McCartney, Archer, can he bullock his way into something? Freeborn does well. Kept his body on line. Toss back in. 3 minutes left in this second quarter. Kangaroos 57 plays 43, 8-9 to 6-7. And Rocker will be kicking himself, dropping that chest mark. Still a chance for the Kangaroos. Boundary throw just 35 metres around from goal, and there's Rocker. Was that a free kick? No. And it's free kicks going to the Kangaroos to Stevens. I think Carlton fans felt that Rocker had given away the free kick of the boundary throw in Russell.
It certainly looked that way. It looked that way definitely up here, Kevin. And unfortunately now, for Carlton supporters, Anthony Stevens has got the footy here, and he's going to have a shot for goal, which will stretch the lead to close to 3 goals.
So Anthony Stevens kicked a goal in the first quarter. It's a big kick for the Kangaroos. From 35 metres out, can he bend it back? Hits the post. Their second poster in this quarter. Posters to Severio Rocker and now Anthony Stevens. Inside 50s, 24 to Carlton and 27 to the Kangaroos.
Robbins. And here's the Rouge with another chance. Oh, it's coming back. What a kick! He has kicked it. And David King and Ben Robbins celebrate. More high fives for the Kangaroos. Well, we've seen some shots today from more easier positions miss, but they've potted a couple of beauties.
That's great interception by Robbins, and then to really put the pressure on in the forward line. The coaches just dream about that. And King from a near impossible position. Just look, it's not a fluky, mate. He does it so often, Kevin, week in and week out. He's a tremendous kick under those adverse conditions out deep.
Well, they've kicked 2 great goals now. Byron Pickett kicked one after the siren at quarter time from 50 metres out, right squeezed up on the boundary line. Now David King has kicked one late in this second quarter. 9-10-64 the Kangaroos, 6-7-43 the Blues. They now trail by 21 points after leading by 5 points at quarter time. McKernan got his hands on the ball. Desperate play that time by Simpson. Shoveled the ball out. Knocked on by McKay. Here comes Stevens. Kangaroos on the charge. Rocker's going to hit it hard. He's got it. Big save. Just over 2 minutes left.
Kevin, I'm not quite sure what position Whitnell is playing there. He's definitely up back, and he's a loose man in defence. And for a situation like that, he should have been back there to help present at least a bit of competition for when Rocker was coming through full belt.
Well, he's kicked 2 behinds. The first one was a poster. The second one faded to the right. Severio Rocker. He'll kick from 45 metres out. The crowd behind the goals will tell the story, and they stay in their seats. One behind.
So if he did kick that, it would have made it 4 and a bit goals, and that would have put enormous pressure on the Carlton side going into half-time.
I was going to say 11 scoring shots to 4 in this quarter. Minute and a half remaining. That was a lovely kick. Went about 20 metres too far for Justin Murphy. So 9-11 to 6-7. Plunkett. He's got a lead through the middle of the ground from Prendergast, but nothing obvious on short. He's going to have to go pretty long here. Just waited the kick from Bradley at the last moment, but I don't think he was quite ready for it. Morrell sneaking in. Simpson setting it up. Rocker won't get there. Archer competed. Here's Sam. He's just been struggling with his kicking today. 3 behinds, and that one doesn't make the distance. Plunkett delivers for Livingston. Branching out further for Whitnell. No switching dangerously. Oh, maybe 50. Maybe 50, yep. I think Sav's going to have to go for a bit of a walk with Scotty Freeborn.
Kevin, you'd think Justin Murphy would have to really take up the slack for Camperale being off the ground. He's only had 6 possessions so far, so he's a quality player, but he just needs to really lift his game for the Blues to get back into this actual match.
Yes, no doubt about that. They would be looking for him to just take over that midfield role, which he's done before.
Can they pinch one, the Blues? About 30 seconds remaining. They need a mark. Lindsay Smith down there. Big lead, and everyone forgot about Matthew Lappin at the back. Well, the Kangaroos kicked a goal right on the quarter-time siren, and now Carlton have the chance to repay the favour. 24 seconds remaining.
Kevin, he pops up everywhere. I mean, he's either front and centre, he's either taken marks himself, and he absolutely judged perfection over there. Ball came up, followed right over the back of the pack, and there was Matthew Lappin waiting arms to have a shot for goal.
Well, he booted, 48 goals last year, Matthew Lappin.
Should have been All-Australian, Kevin.
This is what he's good at.
Should kick it, and it's wobbly, but I think it's there. Just what Carlton needed.
That's due reward for someone who's just an absolute live wire up on the forward line. It's a great example to young kids, Kevin. If things aren't working your way, you just keep working, persevering, running all over the place, and eventually things will go your way. Not that he's been playing poorly, he's been playing very well, but you just keep working and working and working.
And young Shannon Motlop there, just caught behind Lappin. So he's had 3 opponents, Matthew Lappin.
He only had 3 goals going into today for the first 4 games, so back in form today.
9-11-65 the Kangaroos, the Blues 7-7-49. So the Kangaroos by 16 points. Plunkett runs into Stevens, does well. Can they get another one? Murphy, a long bomb. Lappin's getting back as the siren sounds. Now, is it a score? Any score would be important to the Blues.
I don't think it was assisted through in any way, was it, Kevin?
I don't think so. So it's a behind. So it's a good call. So the Kangaroos 9-11-65 and Carlton 7-8-50. So it's a 15-point ball game, and that man on screen has kept Carlton in the game with his 3 goals. He's no Camperale in the second half of this game at Colonial Stadium.
The Kangaroos 9-11, Carlton 7-8. Burton and McKernan, Ratton, possession number 17. Martin, Ratton, possession number 18. Well, probably wouldn't give him one there. Harvey getting it moving. Whitnell, we talked about him, delivers well into the space. Houlihan just had the yard or 2 on Makepeace. Very short for Gallagher, tough for Lappin. Did well, really, to create an opportunity. Mickey Martin, get out of his road. Well, he had the chance, and he's been penalised. He took them on, Mick Martin, and I'm not sure he agrees with the decision.
Well, actually, you've got Mickey Martin's loose up there in defence, Kevin, as to is Lance Whitnell back here in North Melbourne's forward line.
Well, he almost got a bit of a handball first, but then he made the mistake. It seems that if ever you go for it with a close fist, when the ball's popped up like that, they always ping you for throwing the ball.
We definitely got a fist to it the first one. Then, as you said, it's in the air, and the umpire obviously didn't see the first one.
Freeborn is a terrific user of the ball, and he gives Carlton the all-important opening goal of the third term.
Well, it's just exactly what the doctor ordered. They had to get the first one, Anthony, to keep in touch with the Roo boys.
There's Mighty Mick. Now let's have a look. Well, it looked like he handballed it, didn't he? And then he hit it with his right fist
which
again.
He should have been play on, but unfortunately, the umpire didn't see the first one.
So, Freeborn on screen.
So we've still got Mickey and Lance free in each other's back line.
Kangaroos by 9 points. Very early goal for Carlton. McKernan went up before acceptance is taken away by Spider. Just tumbles the ball inside 50. Tried to slap on was King. Does well. Take two. Kicks the ball to 50. Chance for Digby Morrell. Does the shepherding. Simpson finds Baird. Outside of 50. Penetrating kick. Rockers again just went up before acceptances, and staying down was Merrington. At one stage at the start of this quarter, lined up at full forward, so he's headed straight down to full back. Bradley. Transfer of play to McKay. He'll go short. He'll find Gallagher, who can win the ball. 12 possessions for that young man, Ratton. Great play by Stevens. Second effort by Ratton. Short. McKay's got to run with a flight. Makepeace kept his eyes on the ball. Tough play there for McKay. Makepeace keeps the ball alive. Spider does well. Toe pokes it off the ground. Freeborn. Confidence is high after kicking the first goal of this third term. Baird sets himself. He was pulled off by Lappin, and will take the free kick.
Gallagher's still got the job on Stevens.
Poor Motlop had to track it through the air. Gives Houlihan a sniff. He put it down. Blues all around. Plunkett had to be clever. Was that 15? Oh, it was. So again, Lappin to shoot a goal. Let's get down to Francis.
Brett Ratton's come off after a heavy bump from Byron Pickett. Right shoulder, which is heavily strapped. It seems to be a problem for him once again.
Well, that is unbelievable, isn't it? How much more bad luck can Carlton have? They are gamely staying in it, but their guns are getting knocked down one after another. From the reverse angle, we got a good look at Matthew Lappin hitting the post. Lappin 13 possessions, 5 marks, and 3 goals, 2 now.
They trail by 8 points. They'll be very disappointed with that. Would have tried to kick it a bit too hard, Russell. Spider from behind on the stretch has got it.
That was just sheer height, wasn't it?
Just feigned the hand pass. Now kicks the centre half forward. Morrell in front. The hard runner comes from Grant. Beautiful kick, finds Rocker. Wonderful play by the Kangaroos. Now, Big Sav's been off target. He's kicked 3 behinds. They all came in the second quarter, including a poster. This to lift the confidence. Never have to break stride when Shannon Grant kicks the ball to you, Russell.
As you mentioned before, Kevin, he's one of the top kicks in the league. He just spears it right down the throat of that hard leading forward, and Rocker's the recipient.
Severio Rocker looking for his first goal this afternoon. He's put at 9 goals for the season, 48 metres out. This time he nails it.
We might be able to take a look at Brett Ratton and just what may have happened to him. Byron Pickett, he doesn't miss, does he? He didn't look to be that. And Ratton looked okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he was actually tense and taut for it. He took a little bit of pressure off, and I think that if he was taut, then he wouldn't have received that minor or the injury. Let's hope it's not too bad, because he's an absolute great player, and they certainly need him out there.
And maybe he can get back on the ground. Blues certainly do need him. Big Spider again gets it going. Archer across centre half forward, but lots of Blues at ground level. That's a good handball out. I think it came from Robbins. Got it going. Harvey into the square rocker again. Well, I wonder when Livingston will be moved. I know they probably don't have too many other options, and Rocker's only kicked 1 goal, but he just has that edge and experience, height, and probably strength as well.
Well, mate, it's ideal thing. I mean, I reckon Harvey was having a crack at that goal then. I reckon he really unloaded, and the ball spun off his boot in the incorrect manner. And if you are playing in front, the thing goes your way. Rocker's got the ball right in his hands as we speak.
So Big Sav's taken 4 marks for the afternoon. 1 goal, 3. And this probably his easiest shot. And he steers it through, so the Kangaroos able to answer here. Carlton kicked the first goal of the 3rd quarter. The Kangaroos have kicked 2 since. There may be some good news, though, coming up for Carlton, because Brett Ratton is down on the boundary, and it looks like he's going to replace Corey McKernan.
So Ratton is back on the field. It's a tough ask for the young Luke Livingston, just playing his 2nd game. Severio Rocker's kicked 10 goals in AFL football, and he's played on the best full-backs.
The move's been made, I think, KB.
And he's kicked 573 goals during his career. So for a boy playing his 2nd game, that's pretty tough.
Prendergast, I think, has gone back onto him.
Yes, he has. So there's Prendergast.
Isn't it amazing?
Ratton.
About a minute ago, it was if Lappin kicked that goal, it was only 2 points. Now we're out to 20 points, Kevin.
Yes, that was a wasted opportunity from Matthew Lappin. He has booted 3 goals. He's Ratton straight away back into the action. Captain courageous. Spawn has to go hard. Thumps it inside 50. Harvey, this is going to be a clash. Lappin came out. Harvey kept his eyes on the ball and ran hard. Magnificent play by Brent Harvey. Backed himself in. Goes to ground, a shake of the head. Mighty Mick had it and lost it. Houlihan just tried to weave his way out of trouble. Great tackle by Pickett. Here's Archer into the fray. Just threw the ball in the air. There was no free kick. Ratton does well. Finds Houlihan. The Blues keep on coming. Houlihan from inside 50 short. Bradley got it.
Oh, he's in pain too.
Well, there was doubts about Bradley coming into the game with crook ribs. And he looked to be in a bit of pain then. This is great play. Crutch took it from Mansfield. He looked like a boxer being decked.
And again, we're going to watch Bradley shoot a goal from the reverse angle.
So Craig Bradley, 45-degree angle, kicks a goal. Blues within 14 points. And for a comprehensive wrap of the round, the winners tonight at 7:30 on Fox Footy.
Francis Leach.
Corey McKernan receiving some treatment on a left groin muscle. It's like an emergency ward down here at the moment.
And I was watching Corey for the last couple of minutes, Kevin, before he's just got no freedom in his movement at all. I reckon he will struggle to come back onto the ground.
Well, they need someone to come back onto the ground. They've got 3 who can't, so he's got to come back on if they need him.
Well, we talked to Colo at halftime. He put his hand up. He said he could go back into the back pocket. 11-11 playing 9-9. Spider. Simpson couldn't take it. Ratton. Amazing. Brett Ratton had an impact, though. As soon as he came back on, he had 3 possessions within about 2 minutes, and they got a goal.
He only knows one way. Head down, backside up, and off he goes and gets the footy for his club.
Simpson running with him again now. They can see the 2 number 7s. Burton, who's been great. Since he came on the 2nd time, he was probably beaten early in the game, but
don't you think it's a waste of time, Kevin, having Whitnell on Colbert? Colbert's really have no impact on the game. I think you're just wasting Whitnell back. Look, he's been pushed away from the play. He's been pushed towards the boundary line.
Well, Colbert's had 3 possessions for the game.
so the Kangaroos would be happy with that. Look at Spider, as good as a possession, although it's the Blues trying to get it out of the middle. Robbins, Wiggins, excellent job. He's accosted, and we're going to see another bounce.
He's added some spice at Robbins, hasn't he, since he's been from Brisbane this year, Kevin? He's really having a go, getting there, getting the footy, doing tagging jobs.
So Spider couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. Ratton and Freeborn in close. So's Harvey. Bangs the ball inside 50. Big Sav coming out hard, but Whitnell stood his ground. Good mark. So, Lance Whitnell has played this game in defence. Big kick. Mansfield. Great grab. Plunkett hits the ground running. Goes wide. Finds Merrington. Lappin races to the goal square. Beaumont. Well, we saw this man kick 8 goals and a half against Collingwood a couple of years ago. And just maybe he could be the pinch hitter up forward. This is a tremendous mark by Mansfield. Waiting for no accolades. Gave it off to Plunkett. Beaumont. This to bring the Blues within 8 points. Stephen Beaumont bends it back. Blues alive at Colonial Stadium.
That was a great mark, not only a great mark, but a great kick for goal. Kevin, these blokes just don't lay down. I mean, they've been put under the pump. They've got 4 blokes off the ground who can't take any more part in the game, and they just refuse to lay down.
Well, Jimmy Plunkett, he's got to play a role in midfield. Merrington and Beaumont, maybe he can be that extra goal kicker they need up forward. How about Matthew Lappin?
Well, they certainly need someone kicking goals, Kevin.
Well, Carlton playing here with kangaroo-like determination. And there's a free kick off the ball against Anthony Stevens. It's going to Craig Bradley.
Bradley was running into the centre square and Stevens gave him a big hip and shoulder.
Mansfield's loose, so the Blues a real chance to get back within 2 points here. Astonishing.
Jeez, I tell you what, Bradley worked hard and he really milked that free kick. If you can see it back on screen.
Oh, it's going to be reversed. That is just crazy play by Scott Freeborn. After all that's happened in the last few weeks, that is just absolutely amazing.
That's completely undisciplined. I mean, that is just unbelievable. If their bench wasn't full of injured blokes, I mean, I'm sure Freeborn would be right off the ground.
I reckon he'd be dragged anyway. It mightn't hurt the Blues. Spawn. Lappin leads to the right. Goes, here's Freeborn. Chance to know it just was over committed. The ball just a little bit too hard. High and too far. McKay. Spider again. He turns them inside out. Digby, Morrell and Wiggins, who's given them
Free kick to
some good
Archer.
signs. Oh, free kick.
Archer got pushed out of that contest. It was a very good umpiring decision that time. That came from Scott Jeffries, the umpire.
Archer's got himself into trouble, so he has to bomb. Byron Pickett. Sav. He always had Clayton up his sleeve. Back through the traffic. Harding. This is the lot. It's a vocal Carlton crowd. They are urging their team on. That's the original Stevens-Bradley incident. Bradley showing his experience, and then Stevens did likewise and conned a free kick out of Freeborn.
Spawn comes through, centre half back. Lappin backing back his mighty Mick. Well, he's played 250 games in that number 4 jumper, and the record is held 251 by Stephen Kernahan. So mighty Mick Martin stood his ground. Stevens caught in 2 minds. Backtracks, retreats, conceded ground, now goes wide. Mighty Mick on the stretch, then just bangs the ball wide. Colbert's got to make ground, and he's got it. Colbert. Simpson's a target. Closing very, very quickly was Lindsay Smith, and a big fist. Team lifting stuff by the Blues. Freeborn having a chat with umpire Justin Smith. Still a bit peeved that free kick was reversed. 69 plays, 77. Kangaroos by 8 points. Wiggins, the tackler on Simpson. It's a ball up, 65 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. The Blues led by 5 points at quarter time. They trailed by 15 points at half time. They've now dragged it back to an 8-point ball game. Spider been very good in his 3rd term. Colbert, it was a test of strength. Whitnell did well. Digby Morrell has been handy. fires off the handball. Back to Clayton, who's booted a couple of goals. Danger here for the Blues. Loose ball. Goal! Harvey bangs it through.
Well, you really do like your forwards to be competing, and look, Harvey is an absolute one of the best on-balls in the business, but I think he was a bit lucky there, Kevin. The ball just inched its way towards him, and he was standing right behind where nobody was, and bang, goal.
Poor old Scotty Freeborn's had a miserable couple of minutes, hasn't he? That's his man kicking the goal.
He knows he's stolen that one, but that's why it goes. Luck's of fortune, Kevin.
Well, blokes like Brent Harvey, they're innate goal kickers, and the ball follows them, Russell. That's what makes them good. It's like Tony Lockett was always lucky, wasn't he?
You wouldn't say that if he was here.
No, but
I know what you mean.
People said in the past, you know, sometimes you kick 10 goals and they'd say he was hit on the chest with the ball all day. Well, then you'd say, well, play someone else there and see if they kick 10 goals.
Big Lindsay Smith getting a handball. Byron Pickett, great release. Grant, Martin, and there's switch play. There's one of Mickey's helicopter specials. Spawn, plenty of Kangaroos. If it didn't have as much momentum, they would have been able to take it away. Good play by young Spawn. Let's get to Francis Leach down in the hospital ward.
Quite amazing to watch Craig Bradley try to break the David King tag there. He ran a whole lap of the centre square with King zigzagging behind him, trying to keep with him at that centre bounce.
Merrington, Ratton, Merrington, Plunkett. He just spotted Murphy. That was where he was going. Well done, Robbins. Murphy kept his footing and kicks the goal. This is a terrific struggle at Colonial Stadium. Carlton will not be denied at the moment. They just keep on hitting back. Murphy kicks the goal, and the Blues 11-9. The Roos 12-11.
Tell what, I mean, that was a great goal, but the work ethic of Craig Bradley. You'll have a look at David King now. Have a look to see where he is now. He's supposed to be following Bradley over there. I tell you what, he is absolutely working through the ringer, Kevin. King is now standing back here at centre half back. It'll be interesting to see if he look. King is absolutely exhausted. Bradley's 37 going on 38.
Justin Murphy is starting to stand up. He's got 10 possessions, and now he's kicked 2 goals. There's Craig Bradley on screen.
There he goes, running away again. David King, it's like, hang on, there's too many in the square.
Too many in, so the Blues keep on coming. They trail by 8 points. Lindsay Smith with the ball. Now the 2 umpires are conferring on the back edge of the centre square.
I think it's a Kangaroos ball.
Now what's happening? No, change of mind.
Neutral ball maybe.
Maybe both went in.
Well, we can only assume that both must have gone over the line together. So the umpires cancelled that decision. And he's counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that makes 8. And Bradley's still sprinting around the edge of the centre square. He's now on the half-forward flank with King. He's doing laps. Smith comes charging in. Did well, got his hands on the ball. Harvey. Confidence is high. He's just kicked the last goal. King, great kick. What a mark by McKay. Great turnover. McKay to the half-forward line. Mighty Mick goes back. Couldn't take it. Lappin, the danger man's booted 3 from 50. Lappin. Short. Simpson will take it. Oh, looks for Harvey. Good kick in the end. So the Blues coming hard at the Kangaroos in this 3rd term. Just repeating, 3 stars off the field. Hickmott, Hume and Camporelli will take no further play in this game. Shannon Grant from centre half back, wheels around on the left boot, wobbles the ball down. Freeborn is on the stretch, coming through hard is Whitnell. Forces the contest with Colbert and forces the ball over the line for a toss back in.
Well, there's been some great footy this weekend, and this match headed for something similar. 12-11 to 11-9. Burton, Grant, Stevens, Murphy. But 7.5 minutes remaining in the quarter, and the crowd really involved in this game. The Carlton supporters trying desperately to urge their team on, as of course are the Kangaroos, but the Blues up against it with all their injury worries, all their desperate efforts being cheered. Harvey banks for centre half forward. Clayton waits behind. That was Livingston flying. Morrell, Archer, Blakey on the outlet. Archer trying to do it on his own. The umpire gave him some latitude. And now we're going to see a bounce.
So tell you, Livingston was brave, Kevin, way he backed into that pack then.
It was
for a young
great,
boy.
wasn't he? He was great, just in his second game. Archer just tried to bullock his way through.
He's had 7 possessions only, no marks today, Glenn Archer. Rocker smashed away again. Lindsay Smith. This is Clayton. Blues in close attendance. Clayton never tried to really pick up the ball. That was Kevin Bartlett stuff.
Well, mate, that umpire's called that from the blind spot there. He didn't actually see the first issue. Unfortunately, he's just called it, and we're going to now have a shot for goal.
Well, lots of numbers back. He sets it up. Lindsay Smith. Beaumont. Shannon Grant. Plunkett right on him. Grant somehow got away, but he went over the line.
Archer's down.
Looks a bit groggy, Kevin. Archer, centre half forward.
So Big Spider has rucked very well in this third term. Ratton's done well. Here's Spider doing it at both ends. Inside 50, Rocker looks dangerous. He's got it.
Not paid.
Not paid. Looked like he had plenty of purchase to me. Colbert. Clayton's going for goal number 3. Clayton has got goal number 3. Well, I'd like to see Severio Rocker's attempt to mark.
Well, from where we were, Kevin, it definitely looked like a mark. He had enough purchase on it.
That's a clean mark. Good purchase in the hand, then knocked out by Prendergast. But the same result for the Kangaroos with this man pouncing on it.
Yep.
This is where Glenn Archer copped one high, also from Lindsay Smith over the top. 13-11, 89 the Kangaroos. The Blues 11-9, 75. They trail by 14 points.
So Archer's still out there. Looks like he's having a bit of trouble with his vision or his eyes. Or both. 13-11 to 11-9 in this third quarter. Boy, it's packed with action. Robbins straight up and down. Mickey Martin will come over the top. Burton, what an influence he's had. Ratton, Stevens towards the line. Houlihan, looks like it'll go out. So the Kangaroos by 14 as we close in on three-quarter time. 5 minutes, 50 seconds remaining, so it's going to be a pretty long quarter. We've gone almost 24 minutes so far. It's Burton again. McKay, Freeborn. They all left it behind. Mansfield. McKay. Here's Mickey Martin. Very low kick, but well chopped off by Lance. It's got Bradley out on the wing in absolutely metres of space. Lappin, the only man inside 50 with Makepeace. He knew where the footy was.
He's unbelievable, Craig Bradley. His man, David King, is about 70 or 80 metres off, and he's still running up the ground to present himself, Bradley. He's got plenty of footy left in him yet, Kevin.
Matthew Lappin's afternoon, 14 disposals, 6 marks, 3 goals too. It'd give them an enormous boost. It's gone all the way, and it is there. Matthew Lappin, what an afternoon he's having. And Carlton will not die.
Kevin, there's 2 types of running where blokes just run up and down on this, tending their running. But Craig Bradley, I mean, the way in which he accelerates and the way in which he manipulates his man is unbelievable. Have a look at King now. He's making his way back. Bradley saying to him, come on, let's have some more.
Well, I tell you what, when he ran inside 50 then, King, he looked very, very tired. And Bradley looks very fresh. That was a great goal by this man on screen, Matthew Lappin. This is a great kick.
They're keeping their forward line really open, aren't they, Carlton?
Look at this, he's got a new player now chasing him.
Team tagging, Kevin. I think that's what's going on now.
What he does is he just runs 3 times around the centre square and gets him tired. Oh, it's an amazing performance by Craig Bradley to run these younger blokes off their legs. Good chance for Spawn. Sharp hands, finds Ratton, the Blues. They trail by 8 points. Murphy's kicked a couple of goals. Mansfield has got it inside 50.
So he really has lifted his work rate, Kevin. He's just compared to just to idle around the park in the first half, with the added responsibility of Camperali being off, he's really lifted his game.
Short, Lappin. Robbins take a bow. Did well for the Kangaroos. He's had 22 possessions as well. Has Robbins. Finds Stevens, goes short. Clayton, who looks like he's got the job now on Bradley. So a transfer of play to King. Bangs the ball wide. Looking for Baird. Hugging the boundary line. Colbert's the target. Pushes off Whitnell. Needs a kind bounce and gets it. Rocker wants it short. Too much carry was on the ball. Archer. Can't keep it alive.
Actually, it was
A boundary throw. It's a poor kick.
the idea was correct, Kevin, but the execution of the ball was actually not as good as the idea in mind.
Well, he's, what, 6'5", Severio Rocker, and you kick it over his head. So a chance for the Kangaroos. 13-11-89. They lead by 8 points. The Blues 12-9-81. Looks like Mighty Mick Martin's coming off. Fresh air shot from Cochrane. There's a chance. Harvey, the danger man. Off target. Through for a minor score.
Geez, Beaumont's doing the job on Archer. Not often do we see Archer restricted the way which he has been, Kevin. I mean, he's very competitive.
Well,
I know
Archer's off.
He's
Archer's
off,
just come
but
off.
Beaumont's really done the job on him, I reckon.
3 minutes 30 remaining in this third quarter. 4-1 the Kangaroos. Carlton 5-1 in this quarter.
Archer got that heavy knock about 5 minutes ago, and we thought he might have had some blurred vision.
No free kick paid. If it was, it went to the Kangaroos. Byron Pickett has launched into one of those long bombs, and it doesn't quite get there.
He's a prodigious kick on the run, Kevin, isn't he? Absolutely prodigious. Unfortunately, sprayed it a little bit to the right.
10 points the margin. Murphy. Not much on offer for him. The Kangaroos have got their zone out, and so he has to go for the long bomb down the middle. Great fist in from Burton, but Plunkett reading it well. Spawn has got Houlihan loose on the wing. Over the top is Bradley. I think Blakey might have the job of running with him now. So they've got two of the oldest men in the book, literally in our book, running against each other, and McCartney takes the mark. Goes short for Blakey, and Houlihan there with him, but Blakey with the ball.
Bradley might make our Commonwealth Games team in the marathon.
Unbelievable. What about the number of games between each other, Blakey and Bradley?
Stevens goes wide, finds Makepeace. Short. Grant has had a big game, being one of their best players. Kangaroos. Baird, dangerous kick, thumped away by Spawn. Lappin closed quickly. Baird did well. Clayton just shoved the ball out to McCartney. It was good vision. I reckon he saw Colbert. Can he trap it? Beats him over the line.
If you look at the total disposals now, the Kangaroos have had more. They've had 4 more disposals than Carlton, which, when you consider that they were about
40,
50 ahead,
about 40
ahead
behind
at one stage, weren't they? It's amazing. And really in this third quarter, they're forcing them to go short, aren't they?
Kangaroos by 10 points. Robbins has had a big game. Plunkett finds Murphy, has really lifted his ratings in this third term. Backing back was Wiggins. Over the top was the stretch. Baird goes to the ground. It was a good tackle by Merrington. Blues are desperate on the forward line. Kangaroos, desperate play by Baird. Shovels the ball back over the line. Good play by Stevens. Down to Francis Leach.
The Kangaroos doctor's having a talk with Glenn Archie. He's on the bench. I think he's just checking out his vision to make sure that that heavy knock hasn't impaired it too much.
So just there, just rubbing around the eye there. It was a very heavy knock that he got. Spider Burton's been great in this third term for the Kangaroos. Just under 2 minutes left. Robbins, yet another possession. Finds Simpson. Robbins been very, very good today. 24 possessions. Motlop, penetrating kick, looking for Rocker. Beaumont goes to ground, gets good support. Mansfield ran hard to make the numbers. McKay with those quick hands. Spawn comes away from half-back, a promising young player. He finds Houlihan, his look-alike. A casual bounce. Lappin's going to be the target in front of Blakey. He was looking for the free kick and he's got it.
Kevin, also the interesting thing here with Whitnell, Colbert has been told just to run with Whitnell wherever he goes. So Whitnell's got that licence to push up forward, which he has done just in the recent times. He's got to do a lot more of that because Colbert is playing a negative role, so he's just got to milk it as much as he possibly can.
Well, Matthew Lappin has booted 4 goals too, and that includes a poster in this third quarter. He started with King as his opponents. We see Archer leaving the arena. Then Blakey had a crack at him. Then Motlop, and now back to Blakey again. So he said he might have to kick 6 or 7 from the win, Russell, at half-time. Well, he's got 5.
If he does kick 6 or 7, they might win it, Kevin.
It's been a superb performance by Matthew Lappin. When they were down and out in that first half, it was Lappin on the forward line who gave the Blues the spark. 16 disposals, playing at full forward.
Bradley's still doing his laps of the oval over the centre square, Kevin.
I think that's one of the funniest things I've seen for a long time in football. Look out, he's going to go back the other way. Just for a bit of variety. Have you seen anything like that, Anthony?
No. Amazing.
There you go, go back again.
Burton. Sure they'll look at that on the couch on Monday night. And if they miss it, we'll have a look on Thursday night on league teams. Robbins. McKay. Robbins again, well crunched. Blues though, they've got the momentum at the moment. Very short, didn't matter, wasn't paid. Freeborn thumping it in, Houlihan. Lappin again, Merrington, Plunkett's there. Big chance for the Blues. Murphy back to Plunkett. This is to try and put them in front. 20 seconds to go. And we're going to have a bounce. Or are we? No, it's a free kick to the Kangaroos. So the Roos through Simpson. 10 seconds. Out to the wing, and the siren sounds for three-quarter time. And the Kangaroos lead by 4. What a spirited quarter by Carlton. The Kangaroos looked in control, Russell, but they kicked 6-1 to 4-2 to get right back in it.
Well, they got back out to 20 points at one particular stage, Anthony, and just tremendous courage and character by the boys wearing that dark blue jumper out there, Kevin. He just refuses to lay down. He just keeps running. Kevin presented himself, and as you say, he is smart. And then we see Bradley again. Tell you what, I hate to be playing on him.
Harvey's actually doing the same tactics, Brent Harvey. Bradley's gone, he's going to win a free kick before the siren even sounds, or as the siren sounded. Interesting, the free kick was taken in the centre rather than where the incident happened. So Plunkett pushing it forward, Baird, Ratton. Well done though, Makepeace and Simpson sorting themselves out for the Kangaroos. Grant. Up to the wing, Digby Morrell has shown a bit today. Colbert and Whitnell, tough for Colbert there. Blakey, Byron Pickett. Hurried kick, but it was pretty good. McCartney was in front of Big Spider, who's shown his versatility and his skill today. How's your left foot, Spider? Not bad! He's done it again!
Absolutely sensational play, Kevin, by the big fella. To be able to be as agile as that, kick on his non-preferred shot like that was just unbelievable play.
Well, he was tremendous in that third term, and for a man who's the tallest player ever to play the game, to go on his left foot, his non-preferred side, and look at the look on Spider's face. He's just waiting for it. It was started to move right, but it was enough to keep itself between the big sticks, and he's been great.
You've got Plunkett still running with Grant, Ratton and Simpson, and Murphy and Robbins still as they were at three-quarter time.
Kangaroos by 10 points. Big Spider beaten in the ruck this time. Kicked off the ground by Simpson. Bradley is across half back. He's had it 15 times today. Leads on from Freeborn. Trying to get around Clayton, who does it well. Short finds Merrington. Still on the centre wing. Beaumont's going to be the target. Backing back his Makepeace. To Grant. Always an option to carry the ball. Blakey runs hard. Stevens tries to pinpoint it. Blakey's come all the way from the centre of the ground just to make himself an option. And with Wiggins, forces the ball back over the line for a toss back in. So boundary throw in, a good 75, 80 metres from goal for the Blues. Burton, gee, he's been great. He's been fantastic. He's absolutely destroyed the Blues in the ruck. King pounces on it. Big bomb, big kick.
High tackle coming back for Carlton.
So McKay will take the free.
So we've still got this Whitnell situation with Colbert. Colbert is just playing a defensive role. Whitnell can just take him wherever he wants. So I reckon he should get up forward more often.
Well, he's up forward at the moment as the Blues work it along the wing. Gallagher. Freeborn makes a lead. Big Lindsay Smith is running alongside Spider Burton at the moment. Here's Whitnell with his chance. He should take, he looked like he was set to take it. King, Stevens. Kangaroos little men. Lots of little kicks around half back, and occasionally they can turn it over. Houlihan. Close to the line. Stevens put his head down, and that's out on the full. Ben Robbins.
The work rate on Bradley is just unbelievable, Kevin. Running, chasing, tackling.
Robbins has had 25 possessions today. Craig Bradley coming in for number 17. The Kangaroos holding on by 10 at the start of this last quarter. Lappin's made his lead. He had a little block, but Archer's there right with him. Better not miss it because Lappin was down. He didn't. Simpson, who's surprisingly good overhead. And good delivery that time for Shane Clayton. Byron Pickett. Again, the Roos going short across their half-back line. Spider up on the wing. He's going to go longer. Blakey, Wiggins, McCartney, Simpson. Morrell leading out of the square. McCartney's kept on running. Harvey, the smaller target. Oh, he fell over down there. And that leaves an open goal. And Jason McCartney kicks it into the third tier, where it's magnificently marked by a Carlton supporter. But he wouldn't be a happy Carlton supporter. A bit of bad luck for the Blues. Was it Merrington, I think, that slipped over, and that didn't leave them with much.
Clever play here by Digby Morrell too. So 2 goals to Jason McCartney. And now it's a 16-point lead to the Kangaroos. McCartney and Rocker both on the forward line, so 2 big options for Dennis Pagan. Spider. He has killed him. He has been magnificent. Take a bow, Spider Burton. And Rocker, not paid. Might have ripped it out of the arms of his opponent. Bradley was over the ball. Cochrane had it and lost it. The juggler was McKay. Houlihan tried to flick it out. Colbert was under pressure. Pickett's going to hit it hard. Byron Pickett for goal number 3. Has kicked it.
You mentioned Spider Burton before, Kevin. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's the best big man on the ground by a mile.
3 goals, 3 to Byron Pickett. And all of a sudden, it's a 22-point ball game. Good strong play here. Kangaroos were persistent. Robbins has had a great game. Cochrane thought he had it and lost it. And Houlihan was tough in close.
It is tough, Kevin. The next 5 minutes are very important because if the Roos kick the next goal or 2, I think it's shut-up shop time. Carlton so many times today have come, and they've got to come again in the next 5 minutes.
Digby Morrell did well too. He shepherded out his opponent just to enable Pickett enough time to have that snap.
It's been good today. Digby Morrell, 12 possessions and 6 marks and a real presence, just the 1 goal. They have been slaughtered in the ruck though as the match has gone on, the Blues. Mansfield, Robbins, who's got the job on Ratton at the moment. McKay, Ratton. Ratton trying to invent a free kick there. 16-13 to 13-9. This last quarter, 3 goals to 0 in favour of the Kangaroos. Blues were in front at quarter time by 5, but by half-time the Kangaroos had taken a 16-point advantage. Blakey, and they've got momentum flowing again. Here's Digby Morrell, McCartney. Jason McCartney to make it really tough for Carlton now. It's an avalanche.
Geez, Morrell's been good, Kevin. I mean, he's been responsible for a couple of those goals in the last 5 or so minutes. He's been very good, very disciplined, giving the ball out to someone running past in the front and centre before that set Pickett up. He's been very good up there.
Well, they've kicked 4 goals in 7 minutes. The Kangaroos.
Well, we said before, Kevin, if the Roos got the next goal, it's nearly going to make it nearly impossible for Carlton to get up. It's so important that they get their hand on this first one here and surge forward and hopefully kick a goal.
Well, 3 goals, that man on screen, Jason McCartney. Kangaroos lead by 28 points. And this is where all the damage is starting. This time over the top, Lindsay Smith. Got his hands to the ball, Ratton. And he find Murphy. The Blues have to lift the rating now. Mansfield over the ball, so's Harvey. Wants a free, he'll get a ball up. Still plenty of time for the Blues, but all of a sudden this 4-goal onslaught in the first 7 minutes has them on the back foot, maybe taking a standing 8 count. Spider to Robbins, who looks like he's been a very good pickup from Brisbane to the Kangaroos. Getting more time on the ball, more time on the ground. Hard to break into that strong midfield for Brisbane Lions, but playing his role here today. Wiggins to Beaumont. From half back to centre half forward. Whitnall's going to be the target. Back in back was Makepeace. Stood his ground well. Simpson tumbles the ball forward to Merrington. Now the whistle has gone and it's coming back as the Kangaroos free to Makepeace.
That was excellent body work by Colbert back there to push the big fella Whitnall off the ball.
Makepeace gives it plenty. Rocker. Well done by the Blues defence. Prendergast just holding Rocker out and allowing Beaumont, who wants to use Merrington through centre half back, told to keep on going. Byron Pickett was bearing down. Advised to get it moving quickly. Houlihan up and presented. And Houlihan, he's looked a bit better today. He's had a very slow start to the season, but he's had 14 disposals and 4 marks today, coming in hoping to kick his first goal.
Well, if he kicks this, Kevin, this will give him some real hope of charging back into the game.
Well, there is time, that's for sure. As we mentioned, only 10 minutes have elapsed in the quarter, and there's 13.5 minutes of actual playing time. And we saw last night how you're not out of the game until the very end. So a big kick for Ryan Houlihan. He's a very clean player, and that's a great kick. Good finish. The Blues still in it at Colonial, 14-9-93. The Kangaroos, 17-13, 115.
It was a much-needed goal, Kevin. Much-needed goal by the Blue Boys.
Merrington pumping that ball down, and Houlihan taking this clean mark. That's his first goal for the game. 17-13, 115 the Kangaroos, 14-9, 93 Carlton. They trail by 22 points after starting this last term, just 4 points in their rears. But 4 goals in the first 7 minutes certainly set this up for the Kangaroos, but the Blues with plenty of time. They've been very spirited today. Different stages of the game. They look down and out as far as personnel was concerned. Robbins, smart play by Harvey, just belts it in mid-air. Baird, beaten this time by Wiggins. Taken over for a boundary throw-in. 25 possessions to Brett Ratton today. 15 to Justin Murphy. And for the Kangaroos, they've had a lot of big winners. Simpson 24, Stevens 20, 28 to Harvey, 28 to Robbins. They've been their main ball winners today. King did it well to Clayton. They can set it up. Spider. Spider Burton, a game to remember. Slides past his opponent, sets it up, looking for Morrell. Livingston, Morrell can kick a goal. Digby Morrell misses. High ball. Well, it's just been one of those great games by a big man, Spider Burton. He's had it 14 times, but just his influence around the ground, his ruck work, taking out of ruck contests at critical moments. It's been a magic game.
And he's poised too, Kevin. He doesn't waste much of it. His poise is very good for someone so tall.
Craig Bradley. Not much on offer this side. Gee, had to be precise there. Oh, McKay just letting Stevens know to get off him. Oh, heavy bump down behind play, but the umpire says it's all okay. Houlihan. And now the Blues can go. Plunkett. The lead comes from Lappin. He's got away from Archer. And he can kick the ball a long way. And he loves to have a shot just to make sure there's no one on offer. He puts the ball down and goes back to line up.
You said he had to kick 7 or maybe 8, Kevin, to win the game. And if he kicks this one, he's 6.
Well, he kicked a goal in the first quarter, he kicked 2 in the second quarter, and he kicked 2 in the third term.
Here's the reverse angle of Matthew Lappin. He's got it! Oh, what a game from Matty Lappin. He has been a true inspiration. He's on his 4th opponent. And he had...
David King kicked the goal in the second quarter. He's an inspirational player, King. If he kicks this goal, he'll certainly whip up a frenzy with the crowd and his teammates.
Super enthusiastic. It has been, Kevin, for a very, very long period of time.
Just kicked 1 goal coming into today, and he's added another one for the season. So going for his 3rd for the year. David King just moved away to the right to give himself a bit of extra leverage, and he's covered the distance almost. In fact, he's covered it all the way. It's a great goal to David King, and he gets the Kangaroos side pumped up again, and the margin back to 24. Still Carlton not out of it, but the Roos have had the answers in this last turn. They've kicked 5-2 to 2 straight.
Just ran out a bit to the right then, just to give himself a little bit of leverage, and right to the line. So that's a great goal.
It's interesting also, Kevin, to see that, you know, Plunkett's still running with Grant, Ratton and Simpson, Murphy and Robbins, Bradley and Clayton, when they're still manning up each other, and young Gallagher's running with Harvey now.
Kangaroos by 24 points. Still time for the Blues as we approach the 17-minute mark. 10 minutes left on the clock. And Smith has done very well at these centre bounces the last 3 or 4 times, just to give the Blues an even break. Cochrane, the run comes from Makepeace, edge of the centre square, the half-forward line. Rocker! Big Sab's got it. Now, does he want to unload?
Well, surely that's either 50 or play.
It is 50.
Yeah, he didn't deviate off his line, Kevin, so it's well within the rules to bring him back that 50 metres.
So this should be a gimme now for Severio Rocker to give him 3 goals for the game and maybe put it out of the reach. And there's young Spawn coming across. Young man, inexperienced player, just playing his 4th game today. This is to put the Kangaroos 30 points up. Rocker from point-blank range. Hammers it home.
Kevin, young Spawn might have thought that Rocker was going to run off his line. Maybe that's the only thing I think of for him, to get so close to the bloke who's actually kicking the footy. Maybe he thought that he was going to run off the line.
I think his teammate who was on the mark had actually gone back quite a long way. Whether he was actually going to come in and go on the mark, I'm not sure, but Spawn obviously thought he'd gone, so that may have been what he was trying to do. So he probably wasn't sure exactly where the mark was. Anyway, it could be another issue they talk about on the couch on Monday night at 8:30. We certainly hope you're enjoying this live and uninterrupted AFL coverage on Fox Footy this afternoon. So 9.5 minutes remaining. So again, still time for a lot more scoring. Lindsay Smith, Harvey, Grant, Colbert, Pickett, Grant again. Leads everywhere. Spider, he can do it all. Great little deft hands. Harvey gone. Did he get a handball away? No, said the umpire. Advantage paid now. Murphy takes it. Plunkett runs for him, but he knows he's got nothing else on offer. Tough for Plunkett too. Was that in the back? Too high. Jimmy Plunkett's had 19 possessions. Tough old day for the Blues with all the injuries they've had. Murphy wanted to go one way, then had to come back the other. His kick was meant for Houlihan. Shannon Grant, Makepeace. Yeah, seem to have them covered at the moment, the Kangaroos. Makepeace running. He might get this from Byron Pickett. No, he goes for Digby Morrell. No. He went for Makepeace. Tight little angle here for Troy Makepeace. So the Kangaroos, if they win today, will be 3-2, and it's been a pretty good start for the year. And Carlton 1-4, and with some serious injury worries.
Yes, they lost Hickmott with what appeared to be a broken arm. We believe he's gone to hospital. Hume has injured a knee, and Camporelli with a hamstring.
Meantime, Troy Makepeace right to the square. Oh, almost saved, but it hit the goal post. And so another behind for the Kangaroos. 19-16, 130 plays 15-9-99. Last quarter of footy from Colonial Stadium.
McCartney's booted 3 goals for the Kangaroos. 3 goals also to Severio Rocker, 2 to Shane Clayton, and 2 to David King. And for the Blues, 6 goals to Matthew Lappin and 2 to Justin Murphy as Gallagher finds Plunkett on the half-forward line, then loses control. Simpson's won a lot of the ball. Mansfield closed very quickly. 31 possessions. That man Harvey finds Blakey. The run will come. Robbins has been a star as well. Pickett looks dangerous. Second grab, McKay. It's been a tough duel all day.
It has 2 very hard nuts, both going for the ball 100 miles an hour.
Pickett was on top early, then McKay got himself back into the game. And Pickett, of course, another great goal in this last quarter. 3 for the match. Murphy sets it up. Ratton, dangerous kick, good hands. In front of Harvey. Another one of the players took a heavy knock, went off with a shoulder injury there for a while. Brett Ratton. Whitnell played most of the game in defence. Looking for Plunkett. It's a poor kick. Cut off by Shannon Grant.
A couple of skill errors late here, Kevin, have cost the Carlton boys a fair bit.
27 possessions to Grant. 31 to Harvey. And 29 to Robbins. And Big Spider has been an absolute star today. Spider Burton. Crunch. Gallagher from behind.
This has been competitive, Gallagher. He's been very competitive out there.
14 possessions to Gallagher and 15 to Spider Burton. But his ruck work, particularly in that third term, when Spider really did take over the game, has proved very decisive. There he is again. Speak of the devil, as Stevens just wobbles the ball back over the line for a toss back in.
19-16, the Kangaroos have kicked 6-3 to 2 straight in this last term. The Roos holding on by 31. 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Murphy able to clear a path. Lindsay Smith, watch out, you are goal.
Throw.
Obviously not much talking out there to kick the ball when he had it.
It's a long way for the message to travel from the brain down to the boot, though. Russell? Well played. Now they can run forward. Here's Gallagher. Lappin made his lead, then fell over. Gallagher. Houlihan to close out the kick. It's swinging away. It's swinging back. Oregon might have just... Yes, it did. Just sneaks in for a goal. He had the reverse swing then at the last minute. Ryan Houlihan just to give the Blues an outside snip. The margin back to 25.
And again, good play by Gallagher. You mentioned him before. He came across from the Crows. He was a Victorian boy and he was drafted across to the Adelaide Crows. Showed a fair bit with them as well, but picked up by the Blues. And he has been very handy today.
He's a very committed young man, Kevin.
Yes, he's one of those players who can find the ball, and at some stage he might become an on-ball player for Carlton. Burton to Bradley. Played well today, Craig Bradley. Had a couple of taggers. He's ran them off their legs. Looking back, Blakey did well. Got a hand to it. Bradley, take 2. Finds Prendergast to the half-forward line, looking for Whitnell. Try to take a one-hander. Great hands by Ratton. Bad bounce for Gallagher. Harvey couldn't hit a target. Ratton was desperate. Plunkett. Great tackle by Harvey. Chance for Gallagher. Centering kick. Murphy can take a mark.
That was good vision. They were all queuing up there, Kevin. There's about 4 or 5 blokes that could have been the recipient of that particular kick. But good vision by young Gallagher once again. And young Plunkett really worked his backside off down here.
Well, he's kicked 2. 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the third. And Gallagher, good vision. Unselfish play. So Justin Murphy will be shooting from around about 40 metres. Plenty of goal space. He's got it. He's got 3.
You've got to admire these Blue boys. Decimated with injuries, Kevin, but they just absolutely refuse to lie down. Shows tremendous character.
Well, it's back to 19 points. And we've just hit the 25.5-minute mark.
Well, we saw last night how quickly things can change. In just over 4 minutes, a lot can happen. The margin at 19. Very tough for the Blues to get there, but gee, they've fought on in this. Justin Murphy's had a big second half.
See that Murphy's now, his man has taken him deep down into the opposition ends. A lot of respect paid to Murphy there, Kevin. Stevens with him.
Anthony Stevens has gone to full forward and Murphy's gone with him.
Freeborn chopped off. Well, there's the spider again, another centre clearance. McCartney, Stevens, clean bowled a lot of them.
It would be interesting to see and find out later on just how many times Spider Burton has cleared the centre.
He's been absolutely brilliant today, Kevin. Dominant big man on the ground.
Murphy short. Now, the umpires recalled it because Bradley was too close when he kicked the ball. So it was take 2. McKay. Still deep in the Blues defence. 17-9, 111 the Blues. 19-17, 131 the Kangaroos. Lead by 20 points. Beaumont from half back. Whitnell's the target. Got him in his sights. Got to shove out. 27 minutes played in this final quarter. Kangaroos trail by 5 points at quarter time. They led by 15 at half time and 4 at 3/4 time to kick the first 4 goals of this final quarter in 7 minutes to give them what looks to be a winning break. Plunkett on 50. Just caught in 2 minds. Archer playing the ball long in front. The danger man is Lappin. He's booted 6. McCartney has got 3 himself. Makepeace squeezed up on the back pocket. Merrington trying to keep the ball alive. Makepeace does well. Dragged to the ground by Houlihan and forces it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Kevin, with young Plunkett down there, I find that as soon as he gets the footy, I mean, he's so creative with his hands. He always looks to give it off with his hands rather than going bang onto his foot. He could have kicked that, but he's so team-orientated.
He's got to pick the right option, doesn't he, to be a really good player. Lappin just takes it over.
3 minutes to go on the match. Crowd of 35,000. To answer your question, KB, 7 clearances for Spider Burton today.
Well, I think that's remarkable for a ruckman.
Here he is again against Lindsay Smith. Lappin to kick another one. No. Misses, and any hope the Blues might have had buried with that. Let's go to Francis.
Anthony Stevens has come off. The doctor's just giving his left calf a bit of work over. He seemed to be in a bit of pain when he came off, but he seems okay now.
Adam Simpson taking the mark. He's also had a big day. Oh, Wiggins. Terrific grab. And the form of Wiggins and Spawn, Merrington in the last couple of weeks has given some hope for the Blues supporters. Whitnall, Shannon Grant, brilliant game. He is just possession after possession, and that one not his best. So 30 for the day.
Kevin, was Whitnall cramped then because he tried to take a chest mark? You would have thought with his big hands he would have tried to push out. Maybe he was pushed under the ball too much.
Well done by Adam Simpson. 2 minutes 10 remaining, and so the Kangaroos to go 3-2, and Wayne Britton contemplating being 1-4 and down the rear end of the ladder. Simpson again getting the clearance, and John Blakey. You probably won't fondly remember this as one of his best games.
Game number 349 for John Blakey.
Centre half for Big Spiders pushing forward these days, and he almost took it. Clayton. Harvey's got a couple of Blues to beat here. Be pretty tight for him. Gallagher just stumbling a little bit, and the ball over the line out of bounds. So pretty exhausted boys out there, I would suspect.
I'll tell you, the Roos on ball has been very good. Robbins, Harvey, Simpson. They've all been quality players.
And the Kangaroos also wanted a good performance today, Russell, because they won the first 2 games, and everyone said, were those games just won on emotion and, you know, just passion and spirit. And I think Dennis Pagan is keen to prove that, yes, they've still got that at the Kangaroos, but they've got talent as well.
That's right, Kevin.
But it just wasn't one on an emotion following the Wayne Carey affair.
It's been a real workman type effort for 4 quarters, Kevin, and they should be well pleased with it.
Murphy on that last line of defence on the stretch is Prendergast to Bradley to Livingston. So it's the old to the new as he just floats the ball down, and Mansfield is marked. Still inside the centre square. 31.5 minutes in this final quarter. Finds McKay. Really kicks a goal. 55 metres out. Unloads. Winds up. Unwinds. Gallagher, make that Beaumont. Got his hands to it for a boundary throw-in. So it's just 10 metres round from goal as the time clock ticks away to the final siren. So Whitnall do the ruck work. Shark that time by McCartney. He's happy to just belt the ball towards the boundary line. And they'll be a very happy team at the Kangaroos as Byron Pickett takes a breather. Who'd at 3 goals today. Had quite a duel with Andrew McKay.
30 seconds remaining, KB.
So the Kangaroos, it's going to be a big victory for them. 3 from 5. Certainly puts them within the mix as Simpson turns short and finds the run here of Clayton.
So Clayton able to count down basically for the Kangaroos here. Countdown to victory. 19-17 to 17-10. Excellent match. The Blues have so many injuries throughout the day. They lost Camperelli, they lost Hickmott, they lost Hume. McKernan's been on the bench. And I would say relief would be the overwhelming emotion for the Kangaroos to get home. There's their song rings out around Colonial Stadium. Back on the winners list after a couple of weeks where they've gone down. 19-17, 131 to 17-10, 112.
The Kangaroos today winning by 19 points.
So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus. North Melbourne's on the ball. Good old North Melbourne. The champions will agree. North Melbourne will be creamy. It's just you and me.
Great win by the Kangaroos. That just about wraps us up. Thanks for your work today, KB and Russell. I know you're off to the Logies tonight, so good luck with that. Goodbye, everyone. The Kangaroos winning 19-17, 131 to Carlton 17-10, 112.